they lead Blood Crushers.
Yeah, because now we've got an actual 8-bound leader. What the fuck are they doing?
I did think of you when they talked about that enhancement.
Not happy.
No, yeah. So everyone's been asking for ages for the Juggernauts to have something to lead.
Imagine
now they
that.
can. Now
In one detachment for an enhancement.
But you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
But you know, at least the things that they can lead now have the only character. Anyway, right, we'll get into that in a minute. It's not peak too soon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Thursday afternoon. Adepticon reveals happened 2 a.m. UK time, so nearly 12 hours ago, 11 and a half hours ago, the reveals went live. I didn't get up or stay up for them. Joe sensibly didn't get up or stay up for them. Tom, however, stayed up, got up.
I stayed up for it.
We were playing.
Yeah.
We were doing Space Marine 2 with Josh till about midnight, I think.
I think I got off Space Marine to about half midnight.
Yeah, and then I basically watched New Daredevil, and then it started. So I was like, well, you know, might as well.
Tom did stay up for it, team.
And it just pissed me off, to be honest.
Well, I loved it. I wish I had stayed up for it.
Yeah, but it's because you saw
So-
new Raveners. I'm like, oh.
We have opinions on the reveals. I think majoritively Tom and I agree, Joe disagrees.
Yeah.
The title for today's stream, Joe, is Adepticon reveals ENRAGE Chaos players. Because on the whole, what I did, I looked this morning. I went, what I do on a preview morning, because you know they won't do it in fucking UK time. Is I open the Warcom page and go through all the articles, and I read it all, and I had wild disappointment overall, with the exception of Space Wolves. We'll go into that in just a
fair
minute.
play. I really like Space Wolves. I'm glad they got stuff.
So what I do then is I go close down website, open Facebook, which I'm in all the Facebook groups everywhere because it's good for business to see what's going on everywhere. And it didn't take me long to go, oh no, no.
Are you bringing up the stuff on the telly?
No.
Oh,
Why would I do that?
That we normally go through the stuff, don't we? And we have a look.
I mean,
at it.
I can go and set it up.
Could do.
It's just change. It's different. Normally we go through each section.
Do you want me to set it up so we can do it?
Yeah.
I'm not against it. It could be good.
Well, I'll go up there and I'll produce live just in a moment.
Yeah.
From that screen, I might even. No, I haven't got a microphone up there. Anyway, the reveals happened. Right, they've showcased a bunch of stuff. 40k specifically is what we're mostly focused on this channel, as you guys know. There was, however, some cool reveals from other products.
All cool, all great. I love them.
Joe has an opinion. Like I say,
Sold.
it's wrong, but he has an opinion. His opinion is like how Brom selects an orc list. So, is it Cathay?
Kathy.
Yeah.
Cathay for Old Worlds.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not an Old World fan. I'm not going to buy or collect them. They do look really nice.
Stunning.
Again, we'll jump into the article soon. So that was showcased. There was some AOS stuff.
Spearhead.
Yeah, Spearheads. The new season.
No one cares. Then we go into 40k and Kill Team. So Kill Team, new Raveners, Joe.
New Raveners. I really like them. Well, no, that's a lie, right? The standard Ravener Warrior, that they called it, really, really nice. The Prime is okay. The others look a bit derp.
Yeah,
I like the hench one that like batters its way through walls or something.
Yeah, like he's got the crabby claws.
But then there's the weird one with the tentacle eyes.
There's the Spitter, which is like it's got like a massive
love a
backpack
spitter.
and like
He
a
does.
weird grill face, and I'm like,
Then we had the AdMech side of that.
which is I love them. They're
yeah,
great.
the 87th release of the Techno-Archaeologist.
Yeah.
Some lovely servitors.
He's got some miles. He's been around.
That design.
If my mother had wheels, she'd be a bike. You know.
The designer of that kit is they're getting their money's worth out of him.
Yeah.
Balloon Man.
Then we move into full scale 40k.
Yeah.
Right. So, Year of Chaos, 4 limited edition Chaos codexes with the little piece together parcels. Right.
I have a major problem with that book. The limited edition ones.
We have not yet had the Slanesh one come out. They've showcased the Slanesh one. They've now showcased the Death Guard and the World Eaters one. They haven't yet showcased the Thousand Suns one because something a bit special. They've said in the article.
Did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a picture of it.
So Year of Chaos type stuff going on. Emperor's Children come out. I'm thinking always, and I have been for a while, and we spoke about it a lot on stream, Wave 2 of World Eaters.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. Probably some extra wave of Thousand Suns, maybe not so much in depth, but some cool battle automata. And Death Guard we already knew was just going to get that shit character to add to their other 47 characters they have already.
Yeah, they've got a few of them.
Yeah, so I wasn't actually overly hopeful for Death Guard. Death Guard doesn't disappoint. One big armor box, everything you can already buy plus character. Already, dickhead move, because it's probably the only way you can get all of that character to start with.
Oh, yeah, that. Yep.
Thousand Suns, we'll do them next. I still love Thousand Suns. One big box set, including 2 sets of 2 shitposed battle automata that look like they could have been designed in 1980s.
Whoever designed them, big fan of Stargate.
Yeah, and whoever painted them couldn't really be asked to try something that made them look good. Not really bothered.
I imagine they're probably I don't think whoever painted it chose those colours.
Get that paint job in the hands of some of the pro painters out there and amongst the community. I reckon they'll start to look better.
I think they could look really cool, but the posing in the paint job was questionable.
Yeah, we'll bring it up soon. And then we move on. And that, in big box with everything you can already buy.
Yeah.
And then World Eaters, Tom. I was so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
I'm not surprised, but I am angry.
I am super angry. The Facebook group for World Eaters is really fucking angry.
We
Shall I
get
say?
one.
I called this a month ago.
Everyone called it, Joe. You're not
You
special.
all knew. Why are you upset?
Because it still
it's
doesn't make
shit.
it doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
If
We
you
knew it was
expect
coming
to
in.
be-
We knew it was coming in the fucking budget. Doesn't mean we're happy about it.
It's like he's got like an old dog. He's like, it's gonna shit on the floor. It's gonna shit on the floor. And then it shits on the floor. And you're like, oh, you shit on the floor.
It's one 8-bound character who is pretty cool. I do like him. I'm glad he can revive 8-bound or something, and he's got a bloodthirster inside him or some shit.
It's got that dog in him.
He does. He's a big chunky boy. He looks pretty cool, but that's literally it.
My big concern about him is he looks quite monopose.
Yeah, he does.
So if you want him leading multiple units of 8-bound, you've got the same model again.
With his
and
arms,
again,
yeah.
and again.
I did have a quick look at all the pictures they put up for the like they got the Armageddon release and all that kind of stuff, and all the stuff that had World Eaters in. I saw Bloodthirsters,
Yeah.
saw Skull Crushers, saw Bloodletters. I saw the dogs. Didn't see Karanak. Didn't see.
He's in the article though, Joe.
But I also didn't see Angry
Scarbrand.
Scarbrand. Didn't see him in any pictures.
They have announced in that article that you will be able to take demons in the World Eaters Codex as always. This is what we talked about when we went live. There is an enhancement that lets your Lord on Juggernaut lead a unit of Blood Crushers. So a Lord on a Metal Pig can finally lead a unit on Metal Pigs.
But only one and in one detachment.
Only one in one detachment for an enhancement that
and
costs
it'll
extra
probably be a
points.
bad detachment.
What the fuck are you playing at?
It's fucking bullshit. We have 2 leader characters that are currently just running around with fucking berserkers while riding metal pigs. What are we doing? The only unit they would have had to do for me to be happy is
Berserkers on Juggernaut.
Berserkers on
So
Juggernaut.
the
That's
thing-
all they had to do.
Or they could have just let me take demons in any detachment and then let them lead Blood Crushers.
I'd have been fine with that as well, to
Yeah,
be honest.
exactly.
But no, they're just keeping it as like, yeah, they can still lead berserkers.
I don't think you're going to win this one, Joe, by the way.
Historically, though, right,
Yeah.
up until, well, including 10th edition now, the Khorne Lord on Juggernaut has been the only Chaos Marine model on a Juggernaut.
Yeah, and historically, 8-bound didn't exist before 9th edition.
Yeah, but Games Workshop's got one of these things of like, oh, we're going to invent new stuff, but the old stuff, that's how it was, and that's how it is, and that's how it's going to stay.
That's not
But
a
that's
good
not-
excuse, mate.
Chaos
That just means they're doing a shit job.
Games Workshop say it is how it's always been, that's how it's going to be, unless they change their mind. So that means that isn't how it
They
has
can
always
literally do
been.
whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can, but I think there's a very split team at Games Workshop, and there's like some people like new things are cool and awesome. Let's do cool things.
Yeah.
And then there's someone sat on a chair
There's
at the
a
back of the
boring
room.
old
and they're
man
like, no,
being like,
this is how it was.
Back
That's
in
what-
my day.
That being said, we quickly move on to the... I actually, genuinely, honestly, a faction I feel slightly more sorry for than World Eaters.
Oh,
I will say, I feel more bad for Grey Knights than I do for anyone else in this update.
That's exactly where I was going.
They
What
got-
the fuck is that?
I love how like the picture came up for Grey Knights and it just shows all the really old derpy models and then a slightly different looking baby carrier.
It's a baby carrier which is basically an upgrade sprue
Yeah.
to the current baby carrier, which isn't that popular.
I'm pretty sure it's new. I think all of it's new because it looks bigger. It looks taller.
I think it's an upgrade sprue, Jay.
Well, that's why we need the thing. We need the little mouse.
I mean, the fact that you can't tell is not a good sign.
It's such a strong start, is it? Let's be honest.
I mean, it's still.
And
If I'm on
even
it,
if it is a
Right,
brand new model make, the hate the baby carriers have got for them to then go and say, we're going to make a new Grey Knight kit. We're going to keep the baby carrier aesthetic and make a bigger dude.
if I'm honest, I've never really cared about Grey Knight. Like, I really liked the metals when I was a kid.
Yeah, same.
And then when they went to plastic, I just didn't like the plastic.
Oh, someone in chat says it is an upgrade.
It is an upgrade.
That's what someone in chat said.
Oh, they said so.
With an updated Nemesis Dreadnought, it includes new weapon options like the Nemesis Flail and Nemesis Mace, and comes with plenty of additional parts to give your Grandmaster suitable all-night war machine to ride into battle. That's what it says. So it's, it doesn't say it on the article. It might say it in the video. It's an upgrade sprue.
Yeah.
I looked at the model in the pictures and I was like, that's the exact same kit.
What makes me sad is like I don't mind that being upgrades. If they'd gone, it's an upgrade sprue for the baby carrier, but we've designed 2 boxes to replace Terminators and the Inceptors or whatever they're called.
Grey Knights should have had a full range for
A new strike box that does all of the things.
Yeah.
A new Terminator box that does 2 of the things.
It literally all they have to do is release 2 sets.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe a generic captain.
They're taking the fucking piss with this one.
This one, I feel I'm in a superior position as a World Eaters player than those poor Grey Knight players.
Honestly, yeah, it made me feel slightly less depressed, honestly.
I
I was like, wow, my army's not at the bottom of the shit pile.
Outside of Custodes, I think they're going the Talons of the Emperor, like Grey Knights, Deathwatch, and all that lot. They're going to be rare. Like, you had the Imperial Agents book.
Yeah.
You had your Terminators, and that's all you need. You know.
I was kind of accepting the fact that we probably just get 1 character, but then they put it in a fucking paywall lockbox with a bunch of stuff that everyone already has.
Yep.
And then they said we have 5 detachments.
I also wouldn't have minded if that World Eaters box, which has got, I think it's like 2 units of 8-bound, the character, and then 2 units of Jackals.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is,
maybe
roughly.
1 unit of Jackals, maybe.
I'm not sure.
I
But if that unit of Jackals was replaced with the new Kill Team Jackals, I don't know what they're called. I can't remember what they're called. But if it was replaced by those instead,
Bloodmongers or something.
yeah, if it was replaced with those, I'd be more okay with it because you're
Yeah.
getting like 50% new kits. Cool, okay, fine. But the fact that it's like, here's everything you can already buy, and that 1 character that you're going to want, probably more than one
Yeah,
of.
because weirdly enough, most World Eaters players already own 8-bound.
Yeah, lots of
because
them.
it's been the best unit in the army for the entire time they've existed.
I genuinely do, however, I agree with you. I think I am more depressed and more sad for Grey Knight players
Oh, yeah, that's way
than I
worse.
am for World Eaters players.
I do think those boxes are, let's be honest, aimed at new people starting the faction.
That's fine, but for people that
the
already
Christmas boxes.
and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I do agree with you, but but that's a kick in the fucking bollocks for people that are already playing the army.
Just
so if
really-
you're going to go, here's a new model or a new set of models or a new unit, but you can only get it in this 120, 140 pound box set because we're aiming it at new players. What you're going is couldn't give a fuck about current players. Don't care about you. You can't get hold of the character unless you pay for this box where you've already got all the
We
models
do
for.
have
Just
we do
release
have
the
this
character.
discussion every time they do it, though.
No, I'm aware.
Because they did it with- they did it with Sisters of Battle,
and we're
and
going
they
to
did it
continue
with
to have that
Catholics.
discussion when they keep doing it because it's still a cunts trick.
Yeah.
Paywalling a single miniature for people that already pay that faction in a 120 to 150 pound box is still a cunts trick, which is why we'll keep having that discussion.
All they have to do
patchy.
is release it separately at full price.
Exactly.
They're still, because you're still like, say, if you're still a new World Eaters player, it'd be a great deal for that box. But if you're an existing World Eaters player, just buy the separate one at full
it
price.
does-
And for a new player, it's an incredible box.
Yeah, it's great. That's got all the stuff you want.
It does really incentivize the second-hand market.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go on eBay as soon as it comes out and buy one.
Which leads me on to my... So the new codexes, the limited edition codexes are really, really nice until they tell me how many they're going to make.
All right.
There's only 1,600 of each one
Oh, yeah.
of the new limited edition codexes.
Okay.
The ones with the little wheel.
So we're not going to get them, are we?
So the problem I have with this new design they've got, right? It's a beautiful book. It's stunning. It's great. Like I want all 4 because I like the idea of it. But the problem is that everyone that plays one of those factions is going to want all 4, which means that it's worse for the people that play one of those 4 factions trying to get hold of the book for their faction.
But could you be a person who only owns one of them?
I'd be
I
happy.
think I'd be happy just to own the Emperor's Children one.
Would you?
But at the same time, I'm like, I also want all 4 because it's a set and it has the wheel, right? But the problem is that like it will be harder for World Eaters players to get the World Eater one because like Brave Star said, it's a scalper release.
It is Scalper, it's 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be we're going to go.
This
It's
might
going to
be-
be just like the
This might
the
be
Siege
the
of Terror
biggest
again.
scalper thing that's ever going to happen.
It's gonna be
just
horrible.
because of like you got to have 4 of them, and they make the medallion thing.
Yeah,
And imagine if you're that person who happens to have got 3 of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you can't get that last one. It's Scalper's Paradise.
I'm
This.
personally just happy the World Eaters one. To be
Yeah, I
honest.
think basically.
Can I say something controversial?
What's that?
I don't fucking care about owning any of them.
Really
Not at all.
fair.
Not bothered.
I think it's So this is a problem with 10th edition. I've had this discussion a few times. Is that I feel like 10th edition is a bit of a placeholder edition as it is at the moment in terms of because they're trying to get rid of resin, like going to get Finecast and stuff, and they're getting rid of old kits. A lot of stuff's going to Legends. It's the reason why the new Chaos stuff only has one unit, right? Because like they're just trying to fill gaps.
Yeah.
And get rid of stuff. It's a bit of a spring clean edition for Games Workshop, so that in 11th edition loads of stuff comes out. I think like for like the Emperor's Children Codex, it's a really nice outside. It's a really, really nice cover, but the book you're getting inside is pretty meh.
Lackluster.
It's a bit like because all the fluff and all the gumph that's in it outside of the rules is just explanations of what the units are. There's no story. There's no
remember you being
progression.
quite disappointed about that. The other content in that codex.
I think World Eaters Death Guard and Thousand Suns will probably be better, but I
don't know. I don't think.
But because obviously they're a bit more established. But I think
are they though?
I think you're basically paying the money for a little metal circle.
Oh, you 100% are.
But the way that they've done it is it comes across initially as kind of a cool idea that you get these three pieces and you can put them together to make this big puzzle. When they then announce they're only doing 1,600 of each, this just stinks of cash grab.
It 100%
Because of exactly what you've said, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, for sake of argument, a normal codex is what is it, £37 now or something like that, or 35?
So I'd say anywhere between 35, 40 quid.
A limited edition one nowadays is 60.
Yeah.
Right. So these are going to be 80 to 100, probably. Right, because you get your
I'd say
little
100
metal.
quid.
So let's say £100. So what they've done, the fucking pack of cunts, is they've gone. You are a World Eaters player. You're not, but for the sake of argument, you're a World Eaters player. But you're not going to want 1/4 of this, are you? I'm a completionist. I'd want all 4 quarters. If I was going to get these codexes, I'm not going to even try. If I was going to get these codexes, I'd want all 4 quarters. I would, because I need to have the whole puzzle built. I'm a completionist, right? So I never tried getting the end and the death because I knew I was never going to be able to get hold of every single book. So I never tried getting hold of any of them because I'd just end up with this set with one missing in the middle, and that would just fucking trigger me daily. So what they've done is they've gone, instead of you as a World Eaters player paying £100, you have to pay 400 quid to get rid of all 4.
Yeah.
Especially considering current economic climate as well, it's fucking tone deaf is what it is. It's tone deaf. Make 5,000 of each. Everyone's got a chance at least of getting them, and they'll still sell them all. They'll still sell them without doubt.
Oh yeah.
You know, those will go without doubt if you make 5,000 or 1,600.
Yeah.
So I just don't think
I think you either have all of them or nothing.
I would be happy with the World Eaters one, genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said you would be happy with just the Emperor's Children one.
I'd be happy with just if I could get the Emperor's Children one, I would have it, and I'd be quite happy and have nice objective markers and nice art, and I think they'd be lovely.
Well, this is the thing. I maybe would be okay with just the World Eaters one because I love World Eaters and I have the objective markers. But I reckon it would trigger me that I don't have access to have all the 4 puzzles. I think
if you get 2, you're like, oh, it would be nice to get the other 2, right? And I think if you ever got 3. And then could never get hold of the other one unless you spent 500 quid. I think it would just really irk you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
There was, however,
I feel like you do one or all.
We'll continue to talk about the Chaos stuff in just a moment. There was a big positive to come out, and the Grey Knight stuff. There was a big positive to come out of this reveal, which I wasn't entirely expecting, and I'm glad because for me at least, and I think probably for Tom, not so much for Joe, because I think Games Workshop could shit on his doorstep and he'd thank them. But the Space Wolf stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was so nervous when I saw the article saying Space Wolves were coming, right? So nervous because we spoke about this loads. They can go down the slightly more Nordic vibe or they can go down the slightly more furry vibe. And I think historically they've gone slightly more furry.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, not for everybody, but for the most part, that would be considered not the right way to go. And there's a lot of feedback we have about that. Some people love the furry stuff. Some people do. They love the Wolfen and they love the Thunderwolves. And a lot of people go, I'd rather the more Nordic vibe. And people have spent a very long time converting things like Blade Guard to have round shields
100%.
and axes. And Games Workshop went, for once, we're going to listen to you, much like they did with Karanak. More on that in a moment. We're going to listen to you. And so they showcased a new Wolfguard Battle Leader, a new set of Grey Hunters, a new set of Blood Claws, a new Priest,
Yeah.
And what was the other? The Codex in the box.
Oh, and the Head Takers.
The Head Takers.
That's the one that...
I did
oh
look.
my God!
I did have a really good look at the Blood Claws and the Grey Hunters. They are specifically do different sets. The legs are different.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was like...
actually, they're not just assault intercessors with an upgrade pack.
I thought it was a box set that made... I thought it was a dual box set, but having a look at them, The legs are very different.
I sat for a very long time thinking I kind of really do want Emperor's Children. I'm not sure. I do want. I'm not sure. The box was still available. The last Millicon element. I nearly bought it the other day. The second I saw that Space Wolf stuff this morning, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't buy it because it had gone to one side.
I think I'm going to do Space Wolves now just to make myself feel better
Oh,
about
they're
World Eaters.
so pretty. Oh, well, they are, however, I think, and Joe and I talked about this today, they're a bit of a spit in the face of Blood Angels players.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As someone who was a massive Blood Angels player fan,
You literally said today you've retired from
I've
Blood
retired
Angels.
from Blood Angels. I'm just they don't bring me excitement. They're not flesh tearers.
Yeah.
Right? If I want to have flesh tearers, I have to have Wish version of Seth, basically.
You do.
In one detachment. And what really upset me with the Space Wolf release, because the Space Wolf release, I saw it and I was like, I want them. I want
18
They're
of
beautiful.
the, whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
I want to
Epic
make
is-
proper grim, dark, menacing Viking Space Wolves. I saw it and I was like, but what really upset me was specifically Death Company, right?
Yeah.
So
He was raging this
I
morning.
was so angry.
It's ironic that that's the part he's
Space
angry
Wolves
about.
get their own version of Blade Guard, which makes sense because Blood Angels had Sangard,
Sangard.
right? Comparable unit, right? And then Space Wolves get 2 infantry kits, Blood Claws and Wolf.
That's more than
Grey Wolves.
It's
Grey
more than
Hunters.
Emperor's Children.
Yeah, Grey Hunt. Grey Hunters.
Oh, you want to talk about numbers?
Yeah.
Space Wolves got more new units than all 4 of the codexes they announced next to
Yeah,
them.
and right.
They did.
They got 2.
And then they said, that's not all the new stuff they're getting.
No, I know.
yeah,
And they're not even a codex, they're a supplement.
And it really upset me
Fuck me.
because I was like, they get 2 infantry box sets in Grey Hunters and Blood Claws, and Death Company isn't even an upgrade sprue.
This might be the angriest I've seen you, Tom.
This is the most angry I've ever been on a release.
Because I was thinking about this earlier. Death Company isn't even an upgrade sprue.
No, it's not. No.
Because the upgrade
it not?
sprue
No, it's
is
generic.
Blood Angel.
Yeah.
Just generic Blood Angels.
Right, and then painted black.
They're just black Space Marines. And the Death Company transfer sheet was only available in the Blood Angel starter box set. You can't get it now.
Eric Odinson says they said there were 15 more battle scrolls for Space Wolves. Oh, come on, all the things. Come on, all the. If they, I was talking to you about this before we went on air. If they scrap Thunderwolf Cavalry and scrap Wolfen,
Yeah.
Uh,
and they just upgrade Wolfguard Terminators, Longfangs, Logan, Bjorn, Murderfang, etc., I will.
What we need
I'm
to do
all
is
in.
we need to find.
Yeah.
I also, the roadmaps I find really weird.
I think you just
'Cause they're-
ignore them.
I don't think we can call them a roadmap
Because
now.
their roadmaps are so wildly inconsistent.
Yep.
It's like
Did you notice it's changed since the last
it's
time they
changed
did it?
again,
I know.
right?
Because last time they said
It was all
World
4
Eaters,
gods.
then Death Guards, then
Thousand
Thousand Suns,
Suns, and then-
the Space Wolves were like 7
Were-
down the
were-
line.
were like greyed out.
they
And
didn't
they're just-
even technically say Space Wolves last time.
Yeah, they
and now
didn't-
they're saying Space Wolves,
I've just-
then Thousand Suns,
Well, it's
then World Eaters,
Thousand
then Death
Suns.
Guards.
Then Space. So
Oh,
Space
is
Wolves
it?
have literally leapfrogged 2 codexes.
Yeah.
And then it was going to be World Eaters first, but now it's Thousand Suns.
But this is why they don't do actual roadmaps
No.
because their production and how things are going changes too
Hmm.
wildly. They're almost better doing nothing.
yeah,
They're almost better saying nothing
Yeah.
because then people aren't going to get excited and because
I don't-
also we're talking about how Space Wolves have jumped and blah blah blah. Where the fuck are Knights?
They're on the list.
they're on the list now.
They're on the list.
They're on the count.
They're at the back of the list.
So they disappeared. They were on it, and then they disappeared, and now they've come back again after they're in the next lot of 4. The next lot of 4 confirmed, but the next 4 confirmed aren't confirmed because Space Wolves were greyed out later on for the rest of the year, and now they're at the start of the year.
The roadmaps mean nothing. It's just a list of factions they'll release in the future at some point, maybe.
Yeah,
They might as well just put all the factions on a list.
but I will say the Space Wolf stuff looks incredible.
I'm
And
in for it.
I really want to get the Blood Claws to convert into White Scar's intercessors.
Do you think that would actually work?
Yes.
There's quite a lot of bits.
But the thing is, so the chest pieces have got like a little tiny white icon. Just trim it down. trim it down. It's gone because like the studs and like, a lot
fact
of the
that
stuff
you-
is carry across.
The fact that this is the second or third time that you've mentioned converting Space Wolves into White Scars confirms where that box is going when it turns up in the studio.
I have
me.
no intentions. I'm more than happy to build a painted Space Wolf army. I have no real intention of playing it because I've got other stuff. But I'm a builder and a painter at heart and a converter. I just want to build and convert Space Wolves.
I think the Space Wolf stuff looks amazing. I'm excited about the
love
fact
it.
they said there's more coming. They have hinted that the Russ is returning, or Lehman Russ is returning, which gets me super excited. I have already relinquished Dark Angels to Joe. He's very happy about it because he hates Blood Angels. Blood Angels is now Paddy. It's all coming up Millhouse. It's all circling back around
We can
nicely.
just have a fist fight.
They
in
did
the car
also
park.
showcase, you said, 2 images of salamanders and...
Yeah, what's interesting is the Salamanders one has stayed, but they've now included an Imperial Fist one.
Yeah.
And I thought that they'd cut, but that makes me feel like they're going to be actual
think
separate supplements now.
You could now make an argument that they're actually doing supplements for the other ones as well.
Which I'm here for, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I really like it because it
could be
means that
cool.
they're going to get units,
They'll probably get more than World Eaters.
because they're not going to release a supplement that's Pedro, Cantor, Lysander, and Garridan,
Why not?
because that's 3 data sheets for one book.
You mean other than the 99 Space Marine ones?
No, so like Imperial Fist, because like Blood Angels doesn't have all the other units in.
Yeah.
So if it's an Imperial Fist supplement, the theory would be that Imperial Fist will get actual Imperial Fist units like Space Wolves, like Blood Angels.
I think they'll get characters and detachment rules.
Justin in chat, by the way,
maybe.
says, did my super chat disappear? We'll get to them very soon. If you've got opinions on the reveals yourselves, please, you're more than welcome to stick them on super chats. Chat's moving fast today. We're already at over 540 people watching.
Yeah.
So if you really want us to talk about your point or your theory or your point of view or your opinion, stick on a super chat, even if it's a small one, and we'll get to it, I promise. We also, because we're at 540 people, I can assume we've got a load of new people that have found us who probably don't normally watch the channel because it's Adepticon reveals time. You can support us by becoming a member. You might get lucky that one of the regulars out there will gift you a membership as well. If you are one of those people doing the gifting, thank you so much. If you do choose to support the channel, gifting memberships or becoming a member is the best way to support us. Revenue has been shocking since we came back from Christmas, and we're trying to claw it back. Any help is appreciated.
I didn't watch it at the end of the stream because basically I had it on whilst I was driving over.
Yeah.
From the home, so it's here. But someone says that there's a teaser at the end, which is apparently a Raven Guard art at the end. It's an outline of a Space Marine.
That's a real struggle to say it's Raven Guard, I'll be honest.
All I saw was a brief glimpse
It's
of a
in
grey
the
outline.
shadow, technically, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just an outline of a Space Marine.
But if Salamanders and Imperial Fists are getting a supplement, the argument would be that Iron Hands and Raven Guard will also get
so the Year of Chaos becomes 12 Space
I'll
Marine
be honest,
supplements.
see, this is where I'm really torn, right? Because their marketing team, I think, often sell the main business down the fucking river because they're terrible. Their marketing team for 10th edition just didn't do a good job of showing off what 10th edition was. I personally am 100, and I'm not a huge loyalist fan. I mostly like the non-codex compliant chapters, whereas Joe loves everything power armor.
Yeah.
So for people like Joe, if they bring out extra stuff for Raven Guard, Salamanders, Imperial Foe, I'm here for it. I think it's a great.
Yeah, I think it's
I
cool.
love the more customization in the hobby for me, the better it is. The more people can change their forces and factions to be more personal to what they want them to be, the happier I am. I'm just sad that all this stuff, the Space Wolf release, I said to you before we went on air, I've tried to collect Space Wolves 3 times in the past. I even have a video about it on the channel, or I may have hidden it by now. But I started a whole Space Wolf project, and every time I got to things like Wolfen or Thunderwolf Cavalry, I just fell out of love with it straight away. This release, I'm so excited for it because I think it's beautiful, but I think it's a huge kick in the cock to all those Chaos players out there.
Full bullshit.
But you've got demons now.
Oh, fuck off, Joe.
But that's not new stuff. You have demons anyway.
Yeah, but it's new to Worldians.
No, it's not.
It's literally not, Joe. We can
still-
already take
You can
Chaos
take
Demons.
500 points of demons right now.
Yeah, but now you have one detachment that you get to use.
Yeah, look how much you love that in Emperor's Children.
Is that your favourite Emperor's Children one that you'll use all the time?
I'm gonna give it another run out. Once all the Emperor's Children stuff's out, I will give the demon one another go. Because I do think it's got legs.
I am going to kick off if
4
we
of
don't
them.
get Scarbrand.
Boob legs.
I think you'll get Scarbrand.
Yeah.
I think you'll get Scarbrand.
If you get
I hope you
Shalaxi,
don't.
you're such a salty bitch, Joe.
I hope you don't get it because I think it'll be
Joe, I
hilarious.
hope the next refresh for Emperor's Children is equal quality to the World Eaters one we just got.
I hope they kill off Fulgrim.
He's a bit of a dick.
I hope Russ comes back and cuts his fucking head
If
off.
I'm honest, right?
Well, if it follows what happened in Ninth, where the Lion came back and beat the shit out of Angron, it might happen.
Fulgrim is such a divisive character. He's just a full tilt diva. He's like the Mariah Carey of Primarchs.
He is he's basically the Kardashians.
The thing is, right, in seriousness, including the demon stuff in the codexes, I do actually like that as a concept. Although we're still in a place where we don't know if your standard detachments in Emperor's Children at the moment, at least, can take 500 points of demons.
That's something they need to.
We need to know what that fucking...
Because putting the rules in for all those demons and only allowing you to take it in one detachment, I think is a bit...
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't make sense. I assume, genuinely, that what's going to happen is that you'll be allowed to take 500 points, but they won't get any benefits.
Yeah.
Only in that detachment do they get benefits, and they'll get 1,000 points. That's what I think it makes sense logically. But they haven't actually told us that, as fucking always. So I'm not entirely sure how or where they're going to go with it. But
says he sent you the teaser.
Yeah, I'll have a look in a second. But I think that's what they're going to do with it. But you can't... I don't think anyone can logically package that up as you haven't just got one 8-bound character because you've got all your demon stuff, because we've already got access to all the demon stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, let's be honest, in terms of actually creating that as a possibility, it's just rules writing. It's nothing else. So in terms of development and design and machining and then printing models, plastic models, that's no...
Yeah,
all we've got is an 8-bound character.
If they go, you can take... If they get rid of the restriction for 500 points, you have to take battle line, and just say you can take 500 points or whatever, I think that's fine, because... Oh, okay.
Was it?
The Raven got the image at the end of the show. They've layered it over the picture they think it is, and it fits perfect.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough.
And
The problem with the internet is those spoilers don't stay spoilers for very long.
No,
They're like,
yeah.
yeah, we know what that is.
but I think like if they get rid of the restriction, because if you look at the points now, if you take a greater demon, right, you're not taking a second greater demon in 500 points. So having the stipulation that you have to take bloodletters or pink horrors, I think they don't need that
The
stipulation
battle line
anymore.
restriction should not apply to mono gold factions.
It was only in there.
It's just dumb.
It was only in there before because Greater Demons was cheaper.
I think no, it was only in there because of CSM and Chaos Knights taking all the bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
All the bullshit.
Yeah.
But now it's like I feel like they're doing themselves out of sales by having that rule stipulation in, because they're only selling one box of battle line and one random other box.
I actually think World Eater's going to net lose models now because they're probably losing Predators.
I reckon you're going to lose the Forge Fiend.
Yeah, probably losing Forge Fiend.
In my
Probably losing the Hellbrute, mate.
I think if they bring out World Eaters at the end of 9th edition, so therefore have been around for basically 3 years now, and start taking data sheets off of them, people are going to fucking riot.
I think they are, though. If you just look at what Emperor's Children got, I think we're going to get the same. We're going to lose like 4 units.
But you could start a Chaos Space Marine army. Just paint it red.
I don't want to. Well, I do actually want to, but I want to do it for word bearers, just for
shade it.
because word bearers are. Because I'm currently listening.
dark.
I'm currently listening to Betrayer again. I forgot how much I forgot how much I love. Oh, what's his name?
Argyle Tull.
No, not Erebus. The guy who's in charge of him. Lorgar. I forgot how much I love Lorgar. Fucking love Lorgar. He's so great.
So I listened to the Lorgar book, and I can't stand him. He does my nut in. But weirdly, really like Cor Ferron.
I think he's a great bad guy. I love him. I love him being. I love him in Betrayer being stood in front of Angron, not Angron, sort of Horus, and just saying you'll be stood in front of the angel at the end. I just love the way he's like the perfect bad guy. Like,
I think
I know what's happening.
He is the best bad guy in that. Horus is a bit of a shit bad guy.
Black
honestly.
Library does a really good job of writing cranky old men. I think
It's because the people writing them are all.
Yeah, Lorgar's like the naive optimist one.
No, but Cor Ferron Cor Ferron was an old man.
Why is it you like Cor Ferron more than Lorgar? He's the like dodgy.
Cor Ferron's the reason he basically inspired everyone. He was like the head priest.
I thought it was Erebus.
Well, no, but Erebus came after Cor Ferron. Basically, what happened is Lorgar landed on the planet.
Yeah.
Right, and he was found by a group of like nomads essentially, and then Cor Ferron, who's basically essentially a fake priest going around just being a bit of a dick, right? Just just taking control, just taking advantage of people, just so he could lord it over everyone whilst being a priest. And obviously, he found the chosen one in his eyes, and he essentially took on Lorgar and just treated him like crap for ages.
What I did think we'd see yesterday, I did a little bit of checking on the website last night, and Death Guard and I think Death Guard and World Eaters don't currently have a combat patrol on the website.
Yeah,
they've been removed altogether, gone. The World Eaters one is out of stock on Element. You can still get the Death Guard one. Who knew? You could still buy 5,000.
To be honest, right? When I looked at those army boxes that you hate on, right? If you take away the fact that you already play those armies and you have access to those armies already, they're actually really good. If you compare them to like the other boxes that are available, you're like, those are actually really good boxes.
But you misunderstand. I don't hate on the army boxes. No. The army boxes are good boxes. Finally, they've gone down the route of not putting named characters in them.
The Thousand
good
Sons
choice.
I really like the Thousand Sons one. The Space Marine has influenced my decision.
But Joe, we're not saying it's a bad value or anything. You're just saying that I want to buy the one thing I don't have rather than pay 120 for one dude.
The box itself is not a bad box. The box for people that haven't got any of that stuff or need all those units is fantastic value. They should keep doing those boxes. But what they shouldn't do is simply just lock that one character. How many 8-bound do you have, Tom?
All of them.
All of them. So why does he need to buy the box ever?
Yeah.
It doesn't. If he buys that box, he's like, cool, I've got more 8-bound than I can use now.
And I'd say everyone that played World Eaters since it came out at 9th probably has a lot of 8-bound, seeing as how we only had 5 units come out.
I don't like that.
It did. I will admit, it did really annoy me when they did it to Chaos Space Marines, but they did it with 2 box sets.
They did. And then Space Wolves comes and goes, here's a box. All new models.
All new models.
Everything brand new.
All good.
Everything brand new, everything looks good.
And a beautiful front cover, limited
right.
codex.
Everything, right. So there we go. And Emperor's Children. How good value, realistic, let's think about it. How good value is the Emperor's Children box? How many Emperor's Children players before that box came out had Tormentors? The only thing you may have had is Noise Marines. And let's be honest, if you had old Noise Marines and you looked at new plastic ones, you're not going to be completely against getting 12 in that box.
No, I think even if you're an Emperor's Children Heresy player, like you go, cool, I've got placeholder models until I get hold of the new plastics. Yeah.
This is what when I call it a cunt trick, it's not because I don't like the box. It's because I don't like the optics of the only way existing. What I'm saying is it's a spit in the face to existing players of that faction, especially ones who are very committed existing players. Tom, for example, with his World Eaters, who owns everything he possibly can right now for World Eaters, has a full collection.
Yeah.
Like GW should be rewarding people that have full collections and going, okay, mate, you can just buy that single model.
I don't think that's unfortunately, I think that's not the business MO. Like the amount of times I get emails and text messages about like, get 3 months worth of Disney Plus for free, and it's like not for existing customers. Like, why am I being sent this text message?
And it isn't just GW that do it. You're right. It's 100% correct. I've argued with so many companies about new customer deals as I'm paying twice the fucking price, and then gone, cool, cancel my contract. I'm not interested anymore. I fucked him off. I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
I just think it's just the general kind of business thing that happens now.
It's we have to kind of realise that on the whole, the majority of big business nowadays doesn't give a fuck about its customer base. It just cares about how much money it makes.
Yeah,
That's all it cares about.
It pisses me off when they're like happy-go-lucky, independent company, like we're here for the people, but you're fucking not.
Well, the one thing I will say is I feel like there has been some pivoting going on in Games Workshop over the last couple of years that is slightly more towards looking after the fan base.
Yeah.
Slightly. Boxes are like this aside. What happened when they released the Imperial Agents book with Deathwatch players? They fucking kicked off.
Oh, yeah.
What did GW do? Have a whole Deathwatch index. Cool. What happened when Karanak got not only removed from the codex, but they made a legends sheet for him, so it was done on purpose?
Yeah.
What's happened? People kicked off.
Whoopsie.
Games Workshop have gone, we'll put him back in.
Yeah.
So the one hand gives, one hand takes away. I'll criticise the boxes, but I will give them kudos when it's due. Like they seem to be on occasion now listening to people and going, like there's the number of people currently banning that Orc attachment. I wouldn't be surprised to see Games Workshop make a change to it before the next update.
I don't see it happening. I reckon it'll be next week.
I don't love the fact though that we have to really kick off when they do something that stupid for them to be like, oh, that was a bad idea.
I can't remember who I was talking to. I think it might have been you. I can't remember, but it was like a case of like I don't think that Grotmus detachment was playtested by anyone.
No, so
Grotmus was so successful, they just got a bit excited and just threw it out.
You and I said this on Tuesday. Yeah. Grotmus was one of those where I feel like they did such a good job. They got such a huge pat on the back. They went, oh, God, let's just do more of these. Make detachments send.
Yeah.
That's what I think they've done. And I think, on the one hand, I'm like, you should have been rewarded that level for Grotmus. You should have done, and you should feel proud of it, and you should want to keep doing the same. Fine, I get it. However, you still need to make sure that these things function within the game. And if you've got 2 mages last weekend going 1, 2, and 3 with Mordaka, that's a problem. Stu says Karanak during the stream they said it was a mistake and they forgot him. Bullshit. Why would they have a Legends data sheet?
Why would they have a Legends?
So he had a Legends data sheet ready straight away, and they removed him from the app the day it updated. That's not a mistake. That's done on purpose. That's a lie.
Also, why were they bothering to be live during the stream?
I don't. From
Nottingham.
From Nottingham at 2 o'clock in the morning!
The event is in Adepticon,
Yeah!
so everyone in Adepticon also has to just watch it on a TV.
Well, they said at the start, you probably already know what's happening. They said at the start, the people at Adepticon probably already seen this.
So why do it at 2 a.m?
Why do it live? And then they were like, oh, we're doing it live because we can have question corner, so you can all put your questions in and we can answer your questions
and only
throughout
respond
the
to the
stream.
descriptive
And
questions.
every single response to a question was, we're not allowed to tell you, keep an eye on Warcom.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point?
And like I said, this is the angriest I've seen, Tom.
Because I stayed up to fucking watch this bullshit.
I totally thought it was the best.
Shut up.
The best.
you
Bear
shut your
with me.
mouth.
You shut your dirty whore mouth.
Right. Listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I think it's the best live stream they've done.
It was
I'm not
shit.
saying it's good, right? But in terms of actual sit and talk live stream, if you remove the fact that it was done at 2 o'clock in the morning unnecessarily, right? I think they tried harder this time than they have in the
but that's
past.
it's like saying this flat tire is the least flat.
Yeah.
Joe,
I want them to keep doing it and improving.
Just don't bother live.
But the
Just
thing is,
fucking
Joe,
it.
I don't want to be that guy, but I think we put out better talk shows live than they do, and they're a multi-billion-pound company.
But we've talked about this before with one of your favourite people, Stu Black. All right, Games Workshop
disappeared.
employees are heavily restricted on what they're allowed to say and talk about and do.
Yeah.
Whereas you can sit there and much to my grimacing inside, call them cunts repeatedly.
But the thing is, as well, not all of this is about what they can say necessarily.
I don't see Baton sat there calling people cunts.
Not all of this is about what they can say necessarily. It's about production value. It's about presentation skills. It's about the conversation that they can have. And the thing is, I'm one of those believers that if you can't say things when you're showing off a reveal, don't reveal it. Why do you need to keep all those secrets? It's because you've got, and I have this on good authority, it's because you've got inside Games Workshop their own warring factions. Yeah. So the people that are doing the presentation for the reveal can't give you any extra details that they probably already know. Oh, I wonder what that could be. They already know what it is. Stop fucking acting like some terrible
me
fucking...
off so much when they're like, oh, there's a teaser here. I wonder what it's for.
I wonder what that could be.
I've got a couple of theories for it. Yeah, because you saw it 9 months ago.
I want to drive to Nottingham at 2:30 in the morning at that point and slap the cunt for saying that, right? But the reason why they can't say it is because Warcom's got to be the first.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. The same company.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. I'm just trying not to get us cut off at the moment. I'm trying to be good cop.
I feel like afterwards,
I feel like 3 people screaming at the internet is. I think it's too much. One person softening.
Joe's
the blow
legitimately very concerned that they actually do listen to us quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the truth, but there is a lot of things that have happened where me and Joe are like, we talked about exactly that thing.
Do a better fucking job.
But
I mean, he's not wrong. Do a better job.
I want them to get better.
I do too. Yeah.
I think this was a step in the right direction. Games Workshop never missed an opportunity to cock up.
But I have done one live reveal show in my career so far, okay? Because I did that as a matter of complete chance because they put one on at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it was on a Sunday, or 6 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, right? On a Friday, sorry. And I was so unwell because I'd had COVID and I was coming down with the flu. Yeah. And I was like, if I do the reveal show, I could do the stream earlier, I can shit can after dark and I can go to bed. And that's why I did it. It happened to be the one where they showcased Krieg and Eldar. It was a pre-recorded reveal show that was 20 minutes long. They showcased all the new Eldar stuff, all the new Krieg stuff. They showcased cool fucking kill team stuff. They showcased cool AOS stuff. It was literally, I came off that show and I was like, this is the best you've done. Do this again.
Yeah.
Why do so many massive companies go, we've done a really good job here. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it for the next time. Yeah. Why? You did a good job. Do the same again.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I think what happened is that people asked questions on Facebook, like, why have you done this? Why have you done this? Why have you done this? And Games Workshop are trying to do this fan service thing at the moment. They're trying to help and improve things. And they've gone, well, we'll have a question corner, but we're going to do the usual Games Workshop thing. And,
if we're going to have a question corner, you have to be allowed to answer questions.
It's right. So the man who came up with Question Corner for this particular stream is clearly a fucking moron.
Yeah.
And I'll explain why. What are people going to ask directly Games Workshop about?
Yeah.
Almost definitely 99% of stuff they can't talk about.
Yeah.
So
the only questions they answered was one where it's like, is Yarrick still alive?
Yeah,
and
no, he's dead.
They awkwardly looked at each other and said, didn't we kill him in the last Codex for Guard? And they were like, yes, he's dead. There was a body. And the other one was like, oh, does Carthay have any rivalries? And they just said, chaos.
They were like, does Carthay have any rivalries? And they went, no.
it's
And they're
just-
like, oh, that's probably the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Right? They don't like chaos.
They look like a fucking deer in
But
headlights.
the thing is,
when they
like,
have to
what's
answer a
annoying
question.
is like Carthay does have rivals.
Yeah.
And the Carthay's biggest rivals are groups within Carthay.
I love this name, by the way, Gangster's Pair of Dice.
Oh, that's
it's a
good,
great
isn't it?
name. He says, I feel like I'm a parallel universe. I thought the good reveal with the Chaos and Grey Lights being a bit mad. It depends what you mean by a good reveal, right? Space Wolves, fucking incredible
Yeah.
reveal. Carthay, incredible reveal. Beautiful models that I even slightly turned my head towards Old World. I'm still
yeah.
never going to play it, but I looked at those and went, oh, they're really pretty. If you look at just what they're showcasing, those two things would arguably make it a net good reveal,
Yeah.
despite the fact that Chaos and Grey Lights got swiftly kicked in the bollocks. But if you look at the way they present it, I think it's just poor.
Well, I think what
Yeah,
they
I think
like,
the presenting live is just
as-
terrible.
as someone that really likes
Cock.
hobbying, right? And the games that Games Workshop produce, I thought it
sorry.
was a really good reveal, right?
I
I like.
will-
The thing is, the problem is, like, I like Old World, so that Carthay release
I
was
will say, yeah, like,
incredible.
Mad props for the Carthay release, because
Yeah.
that didn't even exist
Yeah.
in Army in the old world.
They actually, and then like you've got the Wood Elf box set. The Wood Elf box set's probably the best battalion box set they've ever done.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
class.
didn't. I actually
Right,
haven't seen
because it's
that.
got all the units in it that you actually want. It's
haven't seen that.
it's got all the elite units in it, not just trash infantry.
I will say,
The-
the Wood Elf box is really good. However, the Beastmen one is stuff you could play like 6 months
If
ago
basic-
in Age of Sigmar that
if-
they're re-releasing.
Basically, I think when it went last chance, did it go last chance to buy? No, they never went last chance to buy. They just said
Didn't they just
you
kill
cl-
it?
they just legendsed all of
Yeah.
it because they said you can play it for a year and then it's gone. But in Games Workshop Defense, what normally happens is when they take stuff away from AOS and re-release it in Old World, they double the unit size, so they go from 10 to 20, but they only add like a quarter, like half of the cost of the second lot on. So it's actually technically it's cheaper.
Yeah.
The box you get more for cheaper. So that's not terrible. The kill team was great. I didn't like the color scheme they painted the Tyranids in. They did a weird blue. They like the terrain and the Tyranids were two different Hive Fleet colors.
Yeah,
which I found really
I'd say
weird.
the kill team was a win. Old World was a huge win. Like, that's actually
Yeah.
incredible what they're
What
doing there.
I'd like
but
to.
Sigmar was okay, I guess.
Yeah, the Sigmar stuff was really good. As you know, I really love Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I do think that the spearheads that they've put out are potentially worse than the existing ones.
I hadn't picked up on the fact that the terrain was different Hive Fleet colour to the Tyranids, but you're right, they are. That is a weird choice, isn't it?
And the terrain's really nice. The
terrain
I
is
really
really
like
nice.
it.
It looks good.
There's like a pod, right?
Yeah.
Like a pod, which is like a direct copy of the pods from Gears of War that the that the baddies come out of.
I do think the Raveners are very pretty.
They're not. They're like what I'd like to, because those come as a 5, right? So do these Raveners replace the existing 3-man box? Which does that mean that it replaces the data sheet that already exists, or you buy 5 but you can only use 3?
Don't know.
So you have to buy 3 boxes to have 15.
Yeah.
To then
Do you know what
run.
we also haven't talked about yet, actually, thinking about it before we jump into chat? We haven't talked about?
What?
The new chapter-proof mission deck they showcased.
Oh yeah, I don't know for a week.
I'm actually. It is that time of year. We're getting close to that time of year again, where they
Yeah.
refresh the chapter because it's every 12 months. Where they refresh the mission deck. It's all going off with the new mission deck for match play. The biggest change is the mission parameter step. You'll now be able to choose between 3 ways to play: 1,000 points, not new; 2,000 points, not new; and asymmetric war games. So different levels of points on each side.
Okay.
Each mission has its own set of cards where you set up your games. Incursion games have fresh unit restrictions and their unit deployments to further balance the smaller games, while asymmetric war presents a new, unique challenge with uneven deployment zones and differing primary objectives. And they've got these like really weird deployment zones.
Oh,
right,
that's pretty cool.
Which I think this is cool. If this is a way we can set up, I don't like the fact they've still got fixed objective positions, but this means we can set up more narrative
It
kind of
could
scenarios. I'm
be
cool for
quite
it.
a cool alternate way of playing the game.
Yeah, it's cool for narrative missions, I think.
Yeah.
This is the bit that I'm happy with as well. The secret missions in the current mission pack are out, replaced by new challenger cards. This new inclusion provides players who are trailing by 6 victory points or more at the start of the battle round
okay.
with an interesting tool to close the gap. Challenger cards have 2 elements, a powerful free-to-use stratagem and a unique challenger mission to undertake on top of your primary and secondary. You can only choose one, though, so choose carefully. What they did is they went, we've seen what Spearhead's doing and we like it. We're going to copy that. Sometimes I really wish they'd say, the 40k team saw the Spearhead cards and thought they were a great idea, so they copied them. I wish they'd just say it. It's what you've done.
Yeah,
we can all tell.
It reinforces Joe's theory that AOS is like playtesting for 40k.
Yeah. So they've got one of them, for example, Force of Breach. It's your movement phase. So it's a stratagem for 0 CP. 1 unit from the army that's been selected to move until the end of the phase. It can move normal mounts advance. It can move horizontally 3 models and terrain features.
Right.
So you get to move through terrain with anything you want, which is good because you can do it with the Avatar of Cain, for example, who couldn't currently do it.
Is that a strat? Or is
Yeah,
that,
it's a 0 CP strat, so it's a free strat that you can do with Angron moving through walls. Right?
Angron moves 22 through a wall.
Yeah, you can do that.
Hello.
Or you can choose to go for the challenger mission. Starting your shooting phase, 1 unit from your army that is not in your deployment zone and is wholly within 9 inches of 1 or more battlefield edges, completes immediately. You score 3 victory points.
Fair.
Not even at the end of the turn.
So you still shoot and charge.
I don't know about shooting.
Is it start the shooting phase or is it just like...
Start the shooting phase.
Oh, okay, you can't shoot.
Challenger is the other card, is renewed focus, so 0 CP, 1 unit from your army, your shooting or fight phase that has not been selected to shoot or fight yet. Until the end of the phase, each time model in your unit makes an attack, reroll hits and wound rolls of 1. Right? So you get your Eldar aspect host type benefit.
Yeah.
Or you get a stratagem in your shooting phase, 1 unit from your army that is more than 15 inches away from all other units from your army, you just immediately score 3 victory points for being on your own as a lone wolf, right? I like it. You also get a mission deck gets 6 pop-out objectives, and they have also said we are making 6 flexible PET material objectives that we release separately.
Cool.
So they brought out those horrible,
The shit ones.
weird, shiny ones. I'm hoping what they've done is gone, they were a failure, we're going to make actual mouse
They're
mat
horrible.
ones.
Yeah.
The top part's fine, but the bottom part, I can't touch
For the
it.
low price of £20 per objective.
Yeah.
Mandy says they said on the stream that the idea was taken from Spearhead. I'm glad then. That's
fair.
really good.
Yeah,
Because they should credit the people that have come up with a good idea.
They did say that. Those objective markers they released. It's like touching the back of a Brillo pad. It sends cold shivers down my spine, and I can't touch it.
It's not fun, is it?
Something about the texture of those things.
I really like. I don't know how the fuck we're going to get the scoreboard to it, but I really like the way that they've incorporated those new challenger
That is
cards
cool.
from Spearhead, which is one of the best things they did about Spearhead.
Did it say how they get picked?
So at the start of the battle round,
Yeah.
the player who's losing, if they're losing by more than 6, gets 1.
Is that every turn?
I don't know if it's every turn, and I don't know if it won't be the first battle round, obviously. But I don't know if it's every turn. I don't know if you pick one at random or if you just choose one. I don't know. No idea.
Yeah. I hope there's a choice of more than 4. Because currently there's only 4. As in, like...
I don't know if
secret
there will be
missions.
because there's 4 battle rounds. So I reckon there'll be a deck of 4.
Do you think
and-
it'll be every battle round you can do it?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'd imagine because it's only a deficit of 6 points. It's quite.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it though.
It's interesting. I
It's
think the one where you go through walls could be a bit mental for some armies.
Well, if you go, my Angron is now going to advance and
literally what I
charge
said.
for a wall.
Yeah, I
Or
literally said Angron
Fulgrim.
now moves 22 inches through anything he wants.
Well, yeah, Fulgrim, who moves flat 16 plus advance, you're like, cool, he's doing what he wants,
He's now
I
inside
guess.
you.
but you have to have that card, and it might be that you select it at random, so you won't be able to plan for it. And if you do get that one at random, you have to also have that model in the right place to make use of it.
Yeah, I think...
True.
But you also get the other half of it, where you just do the secondary objective, which I
Yeah,
like.
true.
I honestly think that sounds promising, and I think that at the moment I'm really enjoying Prior Nexus. So I don't want to be in a situation where for the last year of 10th edition we downgrade our mission deck. I think Prior Nexus was a huge improvement on Leviathan.
Definitely.
It was really... I really enjoyed it for the first couple months. It was great. But over the last month, I'd say, there's parts of it that I'm like... I can't wait for this.
A
to
bit
go.
fatigued by.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've said it multiple times. I hate Mark for Death.
Yeah,
Mark
that's
for
your
Death
favourite.
is so annoying because if you draw it in the first 2-3 turns, you essentially can't score it, and if you score it in the last 2 turns, it's almost like a foregone conclusion kind of thing. Like obviously, situationally, like there'll be times when you can't score it at all, and sometimes if you're like mass artillery, you probably can score it kind of thing. It's matchup dependent, but I find it's such an incredibly like yes or no kind of situation.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't like the secondaries that take your turn and then your opponent's turn.
See, I'm torn. As a concept, I do like it.
Yeah.
I really like it because
They
it
need to be worth more
encourages
points, though.
it encourages more interactive play to a point. I say it encourages more interactive play because it does take your unit out of doing anything for your turn, which annoys me with any kind of action. But what I do like about it is not containment, which is the one with recover assets.
Yeah.
So, for example, recover assets. If I get it off. At the end of your turn, I get 6 victory points, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
I think maybe it could be even 8 victory points. But what I like about it is you then go, well, I've got my own secondaries to do. I've also got my own primaries to think about. I also need to stop him from doing recover assets. So it makes it more interactive. And I like that level of interactivity. What I don't get is how containment is do 2 actions on board edges, complete at the end of the turn, get 6 victory points, recover assets, do 3 actions in 3 zones, finish at the end of your opponent's turn, and then you get 6 victory points. There's a misbalance there.
And I feel like if you do it in your home and in no man's land, it's the same points if you do it in no man's land in your opponent's deployment zone.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like
It should scale up.
it should scale up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it should be. It's harder to do it in your opponent's deployment zone, but like if your opponent kills the one in your deployment zone, you're like, cool. I still get the same. It's just I think if you're doing that much hard work, I feel like it should be like 5 and 10.
If all the actions completed at the end of your opponent's turn, then the game is so much more interactive.
Yeah.
And because all of them are in the opponent's turn, you've each equally got the opportunity to stop your opponent from scoring secondaries whilst thinking about scoring your own secondaries and starting your own actions and doing your own primaries. The fact that my issue is the misbalance. Some actions cleanse, a containment, finish end of your turn. Some actions like what's the one that Brom did in the middle with that one orc?
Establish
Locus finishes end of your turn.
Yeah.
Some of them sabotage and then recover assets, finish end of your opponent's turn. And it just doesn't seem to make sense as to where they've placed that.
Yeah.
I would go all end of your turn or all end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
For all of them.
I kind of want them to go 5 and just flat 5 points on all secondaries.
Yeah.
The 3 points, 6 points, 8 points,
2 points, 4 points.
Yeah, it's just like you're like some secondaries are so similar but different points, and I'm like, it's really bugging.
And then bring it down as uncapped as well.
Yeah,
That's mental.
That
Yeah.
should be capped.
Like
Yeah.
I was playing on Saturday and I killed 2 Norns in 1 round and just got 8 points out of it.
Yeah, like if you're against if
pretty big,
if you're
isn't it?
geared up to kill multiple knights or multiple big vehicles and
Yeah.
you do it, it's you at that point your opponent's just lost.
Yeah, if you run 25 dragons.
Yeah. Like your opponent's already lost because you've killed all their big stuff, but you've also got like 20 points in their turn.
Right, Joe, my fan funding isn't working here.
No?
Like it's cutting half of it off. So I might have to, let me see if it's brought it all back in now. I've left it for a bit and turned it back on again. Has it cut it all off or are we all back in now?
But what I really want to do
Oh no, back in now.
is I want to say I want to get all the cafe stuff, and I'm tempted to run it, to build it and paint it all and run it as Cities of Sigmar.
I have seen people talk about that.
Because
said in chat today,
because
actually,
I only get to play Old World once, maybe twice a year. Whereas if I had it as a Sigmar army, I could probably get a game in a month. with them. And the special character, which can either be a dragon or a wizard lady, we talked about this in the group chat this morning. I saw it and I was like, "This is the best model Games Workshop ever released. It deserves to be as I saw it and I was like, this is model of the year. But it won't be model of the year because it's not.
So firstly, I don't think it's the best model they've ever released.
As in
I
terms
think-
of design quality
It's obviously-
and aesthetic and the way it's been sculpted.
It's obviously very subjective.
Yeah.
What is best model is very subjective, which is why they always put it to a vote. I think it's an incredibly pretty model.
Yeah.
I think they've done an incredible job of it. I don't think it's the best they've ever made. That being said, even if I was in the minority, it won't win because it's old world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're talking about models also dropped the same year that Fulgrim comes out, and they might even yet announce Leland Russ. She's definitely not winning it.
She's not winning it. I think she's better than Fulgrim.
Yeah, I don't know.
The problem with
I need to see
her,
Fulgrim in person,
Joe,
Joe.
what about Horus Heresy Angron?
I can't even judge him. I can't judge Fulgrim as a model until we finally have him in hand.
I think, like, from the pictures though, if you compare them, like when I saw Fulgrim, I was like, I don't know if I like it or not.
We have to wait until we got it.
Whereas, like, but the things that we know about Games Workshop is they photograph models and they look terrible, and then we get them in our hands and they look great. But I looked at that model of the sorcerer lady, and I was like, this is a literal work of art.
I also agree with Lord of Cinder in terms of design. Eltharion takes that spot by a country mile. Eltharion, the spirit of Eltharion, which is a model from the Lumineth Realm Lords. Which is the ghost
hollow
dude.
one.
That is genius model design.
Yeah.
Like that is next level. Model design.
I do find that the Age Sigmar team has possibly got the best designers out of any of them.
I will, however, say I had a massive erection with those Space Wolves models.
Yeah, same.
Specifically, the two characters and their headhunters. Their headhunters, I'm like, that is what I always wanted my Space Wolf Blade Guard to be.
Viking Axe and Shield, guys, is literally all I've ever wanted to run in Space Wolves.
But also, what really upset me
is Guy.
about that, you look at the heads on all of those Space Wolves.
Beautiful.
They're really cool.
Those were sculpted with love.
Yes, they were.
Right.
They actually look like proper fucking Nordic heads.
They actually reminded me a lot of the old Forge World Space Wolf sculpts, where like the hair and the beard was literally sculpted into the torso, because then they could do like these incredible things with them. And then now they're interchangeable. They're beautiful, but also could be put on anything.
Yeah.
Is incredible. And then you look at the Blood Angels heads that come on the upgrade sprue, and they're just snarling potatoes. Right?
He doesn't like the.
Yeah, Blood Angels got kind of screwed over with that one. Because you look at the Dark Angels one as well, that was way better.
Oh, Inner Circle Companions, beautiful. Headhunters, beautiful. Sangard, I like him.
I like him.
They're all right.
So, like, I love Astrath, I love Lematis, I love Dante.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the
Sanguinor?
characters... Well, Sanguinor, like, the character... So, the Blood Angels characters are all fine. They're all great. The Blood Angels captain is annoyingly generic. I don't like it. Like, this is the first time in 20 years, right, of being in Warhammer, where Games Workshop's released the army that I collect and immediately put me off it.
And on the flip side, if you go to look at the Space Wolves priest in that release last night and look at the top right head, that is peak.
Oh, God.
Oh,
it's
the tattoo running
That
up
is
it.
peak wolf head.
Yeah.
Peak wolf head, that.
Yeah.
It's so juxtaposed. I can't say the word. It's in such contrast, is the word I'll use, to the Blood Angels release.
Yeah.
I don't understand, because I look at the Dark Angel stuff, and I think that on the whole, Dark Angels, Deathwing Terminators, Deathwing Knights, Inner Circle Companions, the Lion, Azrael, what a release they had.
The whole
right?
Templar release.
Even Belial, gorgeous. Templar, stunning, although they do have some potato heads as well. With
Yeah, but
haircuts.
they've got the like run from the priest kind of hair,
Yes,
isn't they, you know?
and then we've got the what we've seen so far from Space Wolves,
Yeah.
and we are looking at a small slither, because it might be that they drop the 15 data sheets and we go, what the fuck? But so far, at least, stunning.
I think
and
it
then
stays-
Blood Angels like, I don't really, it's not
If
character, I don't
it
really
stays
care.
on theme like it has, that can be some good shit.
Because I also feel like even the Blood Angels themselves, the characters are so much higher place in terms of design aesthetic compared to the Sangard. I like the Sangard, but I'd even say like Mephiston from years ago is a better design than the Sangard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And Dante pisses all over them.
And also, they finally made the wolf priest model with the skull. So I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning
For a wank.
before I go to bed, right? And I woke up 5 o'clock. I was out of it. I was like head like out of it. And I saw I was like, oh, I'll check the release. I saw it, and I honestly thought that wolf head was a Night Lords. And I was like, oh my god, what is this? A Night Lords already? But I went and looked at it. That wolf head on the priest is just amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
The actual skull one.
yeah, I think basically what happened was Games Workshop had the original Space Wolf release, and then they released all the heresy stuff, and then they must have noticed a trend that everyone's buying the heresy stuff to convert a Space Wolf army that they actually want, and then they've gone, well, why don't we just sell you that instead?
But if you looked at the heads on the fucking Grey Hunters, Jay,
Yeah.
They're stunning.
Yeah, good
And
They're
shit.
so
what
good.
I love about the Grey Hunters and the blood claws, right? There's beaky heads in there,
Yeah, there's loads
which
of
is
weird
great.
ones.
And they've also got the Mark 6 smooth shoulder pads.
Yeah. They got the old tactical helmets as well.
Yeah.
They just got it right, didn't they? Let's be honest.
They fucking smashed that. Like,
The heads
fair play.
are-
They did a crack.
look at that for a head. Oh, look at it.
But like, I look at those, I was like, it's definitely
Space Wolves.
White Scar conversion
off.
right there.
Definitely
Space
Space Wolves.
Because White Scars have a lot of similarities to
One
Space
of
Wolves.
the headhunters has an eye patch.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Like, because White Scars do have the pelts, they do have the little furry tassel things on, you know.
Yeah.
They do
Oh,
have
to
the
be
cool
fair,
hairs.
That skull head is pretty peak.
Yeah, it's good.
But I just can't not have the bald head tattoo beard man.
What
Yeah.
sent me over the edge was when I saw that the new leader guy has a massive fucking hammer as an option.
Yes.
It's good shit.
It's
I
just,
might finally be becoming a loyalist.
Yeah.
it's just all good.
Well, no, that's not entirely true. The Space Wolf stuff, however. Talking of Space Wolves, we're going to jump into chat right now. Like I said, if you've got thoughts, opinions, feel free to stick them in the chat. We are currently on 43 of the finest new members. You guys know the target. Do your thing. Do your thang. Do you say thang or thing? Thang? Thang.
Yeah. Well, very quickly, Necromancer Goblin says they're also not Mark 10, so not Primaris armor. It is Primaris armor. Because they said in the stream that they're wearing a lighter version of the Intercessor armor.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're actually wearing Primaris armor. It's just a lighter version. It's like their own version.
So it's not Mark 10 then, it's just a modified version.
It's a but the thing is, though, Mark 10 armor,
0.2.
narrative with Joe, Mark 10 armor is actually not Intercessor armor. It's Mark 10 armor is basically like Velcro on, essentially. You've got the base suit, which is the Phobos, and then the Intercessor stuff clamps over the top of that, and then you can interchange it with the Aggressor stuff.
Anyway, talking of Space Wolves, thank you so much, Lehman Russ, for the 20 right at the start. I was disappointed with the World Eater's character. Now I have to buy a Battle Force just to get him, and I do not need anything else in it.
Yep.
The Year of Chaos has been very disappointing. Love to get Tom's opinion. Best channel.
We already have. Don't send them off again.
I mean, I think we've probably answered all of that so far, but yeah, I really can't stand the fact that you have to buy the whole box
Yeah.
just to get hold of a single character.
Things that annoy me. One, we
Joe.
only get one character. Yeah, Joe, obviously. Two, you have to buy probably quite an expensive box to get that character for the first 3 months. 3, we're only getting 5 detachments, whereas Emperor Children and Death Guard are getting 6. And 4, the cover art for the new codex looks way worse than the old one.
It does.
So yeah,
Thousand Suns get 5.
This Tom
yeah,
pivoting
that
hard
was
back into
sad as
orcs.
well.
Yeah. But Thousand Suns have way more choice.
Yeah, they have more than 5 data sheets.
This is Tom pivoting hard back into orcs now. World Eaters have let him. Blood Angels let Joe
Well,
down.
I mean, this evening is probably orcs.
Yeah, World Eaters let Tom down. Well, we did get a specific request
Yeah.
for additional.
Yeah, I
It
fucking
feels
love
like,
that,
it
by
feels
the
like
way.
you're on like a party boat, and then like Games Workshop just come up to you and be like, "Ugh," just push you off the side.
Literally, like minding my own business.
Yeah.
You get kicked
I
off the
do.
boat.
I will go as far as to say I know how much Joe is not a fan of 8-bound.
Yeah.
I will go as far as to say I like the character. Like in terms of the actual model, I do
like the
like the model.
character.
I'm concerned that he's monopose.
Yeah.
Without options. Like if you look at that Wolfguard battle leader or that priest, the head and weapon options alone mean they could look quite different. He looks like he's monopose and there's going to be no options, and that makes me sad about Chaos. But I also love the fact that they can go into loads of detail by doing it that way. On the flip side, he is supposedly possessed by stroke tied to a bloodthirster,
Yeah.
and he looks less possessed than possessed.
Yeah, but that's kind of how 8-bound have been. They don't really go into the weird, like, tentacle arms and shit. Yeah,
Mandy's got a great shout as well. You could just use the old greater possessed models.
Yeah.
You can still
yeah.
get them on eBay for cheaps, I think.
I don't love his weird arm that's, like, kind of turns into a weird, like, claw thing.
Yeah.
The claw.
Because he's just, like, up here, like...
You'd much rather just have a disc saw implanted in your arm
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
Thanks for the orange.
How
and
does you
the
wipe
Luminous.
his bum?
Nerek, thank you for the
I don't think that's a
5.
concern they have.
Very disappointed with the World Eaters reveal, but I love the Space Wolves reveal. Cool models with more to come. A step towards the Nordic look. Yeah, I don't
This
know if
is our conflict, I think, isn't it?
I don't know if you've seen the studio, the channel logo, the wood things we do, the chairs, the pelts, etc. I kind of dig the Nordic vibe.
Because I think we both really like World Eaters and Space Wolves, so we're like, really happy about Spaceballs, but really fucked off about World Eaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough one.
The world for me, the failing of the World Eaters release, which Joe is right, we did expect.
Yeah.
I'll credit's due, he's spot on there. I'd expect it. The failing of that has been completely, for me, superseded by how good the Spaceballs look, and that's made me go, yeah, I'm happy. I'll do. I'll play Spaceballs for a bit. That's fine. Justin, thank you for the $10. Joe's favourite 8-bound spam. I've learned to never get my hopes up with Games Workshop, but the model looks epic and fixes a niche, giving 8-bound Exalted a reliable leader that synergizes when going through walls. That is an important point, actually.
Yeah.
That is important. Like, I didn't even think about that. I've originally said, well, why do they need another leader? They've already got leaders, but at least this one can walk through walls.
It's almost like this one is designed to lead them, rather than they were like, oh shit, these two leaders can't lead anyone in 10th.
Here's a question for you, right? If the original World Eaters release came with this guy and not the Lord on Juggernaut, and then now we're seeing the Lord on Juggernaut, do you think you'd feel a bit different about it?
I think you'd be more hard done by, because why have we got a character that can't lead
I'd
anyone?
actually be probably more fucked off.
Yeah?
Because now that leaders exist, we'd be like, oh, you've got this new Lord on Juggernaut, you can't lead anyone.
Well, you can lead everyone that you can already lead with other people.
But it makes them worse.
Dumb, isn't it? Yeah.
If he joins a unit, they get substantially worse.
They get much slower.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought it'd be interesting to ask that question.
It's equally annoying, I think, is probably the case. I do find it funny, though, that they are now just reinforcing the 8-bound meta. They're just like
Justin said, Joe's favourite.
I think they're
before it was like
worse.
so you can't have characters with 8-bound take enhancements essentially. Now it's just going to be whatever the best enhancement is, just goes on 8-bound characters.
So Joe has his theory that they're going to get worse in the codex, because they're too good right now, despite the fact they've only got a 40% win rate.
Yeah.
So
what's Tom's win rate with them?
That's irrelevant though. Their
Slightly.
overall win
Is
rate.
it irrelevant?
Yeah, because what does MetaWatch use? Tom's win rate or the overall win rate?
Well,
They use the so it's irrelevant.
they don't do it at all anymore, do they?
So, with a 40% win rate, if they do get worse, it's probably worse for you.
Why?
Because it just means more 8-bound on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least I'll be able to kill the bloody things.
But there'll be more of them.
Yeah, but
It's the
I'll be able
next
to
same
kill
result.
No, because
And now you've got a guy that can bring them back to life as well.
Yeah, but if they ever feel no pain, at least I can. The biggest problem I have is that Tom rolls like an absolute deviant.
I don't think I do.
He's like, oh, I always roll 1 in 3 sixes every single time.
I mean, that's relatively true.
Yeah. Oh, I've rolled 2 dice. I've rolled a 6. I've rolled 3 dice. I've rolled 2 sixes.
What do you always say, Joe? Just roll 6s.
But he doesn't need the 6s because he always runs Exalted 8-bound, Joe, so it's just 5s.
It's only 5s. Like, come on.
And 1 in 3 dice being a 5+ is mathematically how it should work.
Infuriating. It's mathematically infuriating, is what it is.
The mathematical possibility of getting a 5+ on a d6 is 1 in 3.
Yeah.
So if he rolls 3 dice and one of them's a 5+, he's just played maths.
Yeah, but when there's 3 units of them on the table,
It's still the maths.
You lot get really pissy with me if I use a 1 CP strat to put it on 1 unit.
No, only because of how much you moan about feel no pains.
Yeah, you bitch and moan about feeling the pains all day, every
But
day.
only I may have them.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Joe's catchphrase.
I think the feel no pain will go or get worse because, as I said, the exception of Necrons.
No, come on, Joe. This isn't what you think. This is what you want.
That's what I want.
I think it's a bit of both.
I think it's a bit of both.
he thinks it as well.
I think if you look at the codexes that have been released so far, feel no pains have either become a enhancement or a stratagem.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the 8-bound will probably lose it. And the Exalted will probably go to like a 6-up.
I feel
Maybe.
like what we might see as well is standard 8-bound might get brought more into line with Flawless Blades.
Yeah.
Because someone says it in chat at the moment. Stephen White says 8-bound will get weaker, Flawless Blades will get a buff. The gap at the moment is insane. The gap is currently mental.
Yeah.
The gap in points is also quite different,
It's big.
to be fair. But if that is the elite infantry for each unit, then and you had a choice, forget modelled aesthetic, Joe, but you had a choice of Flawless Blades or 8-bound rules, you're picking 8-bound rules.
Oh, every time.
Yeah, exactly.
If like I went to a tournament and you could get away with it, I'd just run Flawless Blades as 8-bound because they're just better.
Yeah. Stick Monkey, thank you, Mr. Deshawn, for 10 gifted memberships right at the start.
Thank you. I hope that for dinner you are surprised with a giant banoffee pie.
I love a banoffee pie.
I got
Loose
my
makes
pudding.
homemade banoffee. It's fucking great.
Yeah. Part of my 5 a day.
So, yeah, of course. Evan, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Evan. I hope that you are gifted a year-long, as many rides as you want, Uber.
Ooh.
That's good.
Can we just touch on something as well? I just seen someone put it in chat, and I forgot to mention this with the Space Wolves, but I saw it and was like, that's mental.
What?
Grey Hunters are OC3.
Yeah.
Oh, and move 7.
Bonkers.
So I don't, with the cute sensitive Space Wolf kind of narrative, I don't mind the move 7. I don't mind that.
I mind.
I mind the fact, I like the fact that it gives them something that makes them uniquely Space Wolves. That being said, what do Emperor's Children move?
7.
7.
More
So
importantly, how far did Berserkers move?
we know their shit.
Yeah.
But let's remember, 8 bound, move 9. But OC3 Grey Hunters.
That's a bit mad,
That
isn't
move
it?
7 is a bit mental.
Yeah.
Cane Day, yes.
What's his cane knee?
He wants to donate a Shalaxi Hellbane to me.
You already got one.
Yeah, but 2 is better than...
Is it a built Shalaxi?
if it's built. I could probably swap the arm. I've got the sprues knocking around. I can turn it into a keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kane, that's very kind of you. I'm
Thank
seeing
you.
you soon.
Are you?
Yeah.
You kissing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like I think the Space Wolves might actually give the Emperor's Children battle line a run for their money.
Well, I don't know, because the Emperor's Children precision rules and stuff is...
It's quite good.
So-
So I think I'd take move 7 OC3, reroll wounds and shit or whatever it is.
So blood claws are now the same as assault intercessors and infractors.
I
Although
also
infractors
love-
have scouts, so it'd be interesting to see if because blood claws they're like they're the new boys, aren't they? Because
They're
everyone
the-
else
they're the
puts
fresh
them in-
boys, yeah.
Everyone puts like their initiates in scout armor, where Space Wolves are like no, because they're idiots.
Yeah.
and they drink too much. Let's protect them until they're old enough.
no, Space Wolves are like, why would we have scouts? Just go fight them.
Yeah, like the scouts.
Put 'em on the front
scout-
line.
Scouts and Space Wolves are like the older generation.
Are they? I thought
Yeah,
they
Wolf,
I
Wolf
Wolf-
need-
Hunters.
Wolf Scouts are like the older, like experienced, like wilderness hunter type.
I need to
If you
find
say
out.
so, yeah.
I need to find out how to paint Heresy era Space Wolf scheme.
grey.
Yeah, well, no grey, you fucking
Standard
bellend.
Mechanicus grey.
With just Games Workshop paints before you hippies start going, use Turbo Dog.
You got to get the ones that come in a little dropper bottle that's like a like 1930s barber kind of oil scheme. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Also, I love how
with the little pipettes.
they were like describing the rule for blood claws is like this new fancy rule, and then they said it was reroll wounds of 1,
Yeah.
reroll all wounds against objectives. So every single battle line unit in the game, pretty much.
I do think that I do think that potentially Space Wolves won't have access to normal intercessors and assault intercessors. If they've got blood
Maybe.
claws and grey hunters, I don't think I'll lose them.
I'm gonna disagree just because no one else has had that happen to them.
But they're basically the same.
Yeah.
What's that?
So wolf claws, blood claws and grey hunters will replace intercessors and assault intercessors. In Space Wolves.
That actually wouldn't surprise me.
It would surprise me only because it's Space Marines and they get everything.
But no other Space Marine faction
But-
yet has had like a direct.
I also think about-
Do you not
equivalent.
remember Death Company intercessors?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're Death Company. They're not battle line.
I
troops.
also think though that a little part of this is what I would like to see happen as well, and I'd like to see this happen.
Oh,
across
I
all
would
the-
like to
I'd
see it happen.
I'd like to see it happen across all of the all of
Yeah.
the chapters as
like
well.
the headhunters replace Blade Guard.
Yeah, but I would like to see that
Yeah.
happen. But I would like I'd like to say and this will make Paddy big sads, but in that case, Sandguard replace Blade Guard.
No, Sandguard would replace Vanguard vets.
No one's complaining about that.
No one is.
That's not a trade. That's not
That's
a trade.
like, oh no! Anyway.
But if you think like headhunters
In the Space
and-
Wolf Index, Space Wolf say you can't take tacticals
Okay.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Wait.
because Grey Hunters are currently mini Marines and not Primaris.
Yeah.
So because Blade Guards and headhunters are literally they're not the same model, but they're going to probably be 3 wound guys with.
However, you could probably say similar about the Inner Circle Companions. And also,
Yeah.
Deathwing Terminators / Terminators.
Well, the thing is, I was looking at. I would have a problem if Blade Guard weren't. If Blade Guard couldn't be taken by Dark Angels because Inner Circle.
I agree. I
is
think that would make
better.
sense. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
their track record shows.
Yeah, but
that they're not really.
But then
stopping them.
you should also say then that if you take in Deathwing Knights, you shouldn't be able to take Assault Terminators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. Yeah.
Because there needs to be more restrictions on the supplements
Yes.
to make them unique.
100%.
I'm with you 100%. Mate.
Yeah.
Well, I think they should be separate armies.
Stick Monkey, thank you for the 2, who says Death Guard got a character previously announced. So the thing is, I semi feel sorry for GW here, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't. On the one hand, I don't feel sorry for them because it is just Death Guard getting another character. On the other hand, they only released it at LVO because it got leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their hand was forced. I don't think they wanted to show it off at LVO, but it got leaked. So I do feel sorry for them there.
I think Death Guard, just because they actually have a decent range, at the least
Although,
hard done by.
that being said, right, if they'd have announced it for the first time last night, I'd imagine the rage would be even higher than it is. Because at least at this point, Death Guard players are like, we know what we're getting at this point.
We know how sad we're going to be.
Yeah.
Average British Nerd has just said something that might force my hand into playing Space Wolves.
What?
Because I forgot the long fangs exist.
Did you? That's what I was.
Yeah,
I thought
we said.
that's
I
what
said
we were
earlier.
talking about.
I'm hoping that's one of the kits they
Yeah,
release.
because if they release Primaris scale full heavy bolter squad, I'm in. I'm done. So that's what I want. What I want as a new kit for normal Space Marines is a aggressor, or what they're called, the
Gravis.
a Gravis unit where they could all take heavy bolters. Because you've got the flamer guys, you've got the melter guys, right? You've got a real dogshit missile launcher group. But what about the humble heavy bolter? Right? Nothing fills me with the greatest joy I have in life now that I can't drink Monster is walking backwards shooting a heavy bolter in Space Marine 2. Makes me feel things. Walking forwards firing a heavy bolter is a feeling, but walking backwards shooting a heavy bolter through a door whilst you're being assailed by gaunts, you're like, oh my God.
I did think when I started drinking this is like lighting up in front of a recovering addict.
Yeah. He's rubbing his hands in a minute.
Yeah.
Tank, thank you for the 10. Worldy is Battle Force okay for me as I don't have many 8-bound, but there is no mention of box on the article. Still thinking of starting Grey Knights. Well, the box was showcased in the on the social media channels.
Yeah.
Still thinking of starting a Grey Knight, but definitely going to investigate 3D printing bigger legs. Underwhelmed all round. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't got many 8-bound, that box is a good value box.
100%. I'm right. 100%. That box is great if you're a new player or you don't have any 8-bound. However, I'd say anyone that's been playing Worldies for an extended amount of time will have everything in that box, probably more than one of.
Yeah.
What I would say for Grey Knights, and I don't like saying this, but what I would say for Grey Knights, anyone who's thinking about collecting them, just don't.
Yeah.
Because at some point, their hand will be forced. They'll have to do a range refresh. At some point in the future, they will do a Grey Knight range refresh.
Like my big Ash was like, I want to do Grey Knights. And I'm like, wait till, because they're gonna resculpt it. You know, you're gonna get new Terminators, you're gonna get new stuff. And now I feel really bad for saying wait, because you could have just bought them. You could have had them.
I still think wait. I would still wait till
but I think but it's that case of like. But how long do they get in the next edition, or do they get it later on down the line? Do they just do some random release?
So fucking incredibly grateful for having the Grey Knight army sent to us, which we need to do some repair work on, but it's mostly sticking feet back onto bases. Because if I'd have said no, we'll wait till the release. All I get was an upgrade free for a baby carrier. I'd have been fucking enraged.
Yeah.
Narek, thank you for the €5. I love that Space Wolf sets are all mixed Primaris and Firstborn. This is how GW should handle all upcoming Space Marine releases. I mean, the problem I have is I think that to some extent, Worldy is Death Guard to a point, maybe Thousand Suns even, I would probably say, have all, for me, so heavily overshadowed what is a genius and brilliant release from Space Wolves.
Yeah.
On the flip side, the Space Wolves have carried the kind of release for me in 40k in general. I think that Space Wolves release is just so well done. I would love to have been able to come on here and be like, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But unfortunately, I think the Chaos stuff just makes it go...
Like, the Space Wolves release might be my favourite release they've done in 10th edition.
I mean, I'm an Eldar fan, so I'd struggle to say yes. And I also love Krieg, so... What I will say is, if you look at Space Wolves, if you look at Krieg, if you look at Eldar, everyone always says, and consistently says, and to some extent I do agree, AOS gets better models than 40k. But if you look at all the new Eldar stuff, pretty much all the new Eldar stuff, if you look at all the new Krieg stuff, if you look at all the new Space Wolf stuff, I'm going, oh, come on, 40k, you're doing all right.
Yeah, they're doing better.
I think the problem is that...
just not chaos.
The internet thrives off negativity.
Yeah, it does, of course.
So, like, the bad stuff in 40k has always overshadowed the good in 40k, whereas in Age of Sigmar, it tends to be just pretty much all good all the time.
Yeah.
So like, you got to think, right, when they released all the Blood Angels characters, no one gave a shit because the Sanguinary Guard were just a bit poo.
Yeah.
You know? And no one was talking about the...
Well, to be fair, Joe, all Blood Angels players were very upset about Sanguinary Guard models until they saw the rules and the points, and then they all had loads of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they are very, very good.
GW said to me very, very directly, GW said to me, Blood Angels players very quickly forgot about their lack of nipples when they saw how cheap it was for 3. Yeah. And I was like, yes, they did. That's exactly what happened.
It knocks a lot of cost off when you don't have nipples.
I have 18 of them.
Nipples.
Nipples. Yeah. I'm
He's
like
fully fallen to Slanesh.
I'm like a mega pig, you know. All the nips. I
love you. Ockigdor, thank you for the $2. This few minutes, any thoughts on the new Old World army? Stunning.
Looks awesome. Cracking job. No complaints.
Every single kit in that, perfect.
The Chinese lantern thing, awesome.
Yeah.
You could just have the golems as scenery if you wanted to. They look sick as fuck.
I have no interest in Old World whatsoever. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is, it made me sad.
Yeah.
Because if that's what they can do, designing and producing new Old World models, imagine what they could have done for High Elves and
so
for
basically
Bretonnians.
it made me like a little bit annoyed because like the Bretonnian when it came out was the army I always wanted as a kid and I could never have.
Yeah.
I have it. But what upset me was the fact that they gave us new Pegasus Lord, they gave us new Knights on Foot. They could have just gone, here's new Pegasus Knights, here's new Knights of the Realm on horses. You know? They could have just gone a little bit extra and done it. But we're at a stage now where Beastmen and Wood Elves are the last two supported factions to be released.
Are they?
Because then it's all out. Because like demons, dark elves, vampire counts, they're not supported. They're all legends.
Yeah.
So potentially going forward, what we could see now is because I reckon there's going to be another couple of years before we see another edition of Old World. Is that they go every couple of months. Here's a replacement unit for a kit that we've released in metal and plastic. I think what they've done is like we want to make fuckloads of money, so we're just going to release everything that we used to produce.
Yeah.
To get the game out there to take over Kings of War, Umantic games, all those other stuff, and then what we'll do is we'll play catch up afterwards.
Which is probably true, but I was so excited for Old World returning, and then when I found out they were all 1990s kits and sculpts, that turned me off.
Yeah.
I was still sort of half in, and I was like, we've got the Tomb Kings box, I'll just make it. I'll just use Tomb Kings, because I quite like Tomb Kings anyway. And then the release rate over the course of the last 2 years has murdered it for me. Absolutely murdered it for me.
But I think the benefit for Wood Elves and the Beastmen that came out is both their box sets are really, really good, and they actually received newer kits at the end of Old World 8. So their stuff is newer.
Someone in the Thanes WhatsApp chat did say overnight, I wonder how quickly Liam pivots to Wood Elves. And I went and looked. I was like, not at all.
I
want
want Cafe and I want the Wood Elves. The Wood Elves are all kits I wanted. But like by that time, Old World was on the out. And I was like, I just couldn't afford.
I'll see if I can get hold of Cathay for you because you're not getting Space Wolves.
I would kill a man for all the Cathay.
I'll see if I can get hold of all the Cathay stuff for you because you're not getting Space Wolves. Ockigdor, thank you for the one gifted.
Happy Wee.
Hey?
He was getting Space Wolves.
Ockigdor and Smegverbrain, thank you for the one gifted.
Sounds like I'll fight you.
Yeah.
Lord Cinder, thank you for the $2. Where the fuck are my AOS books, Games Workshop?
That was a shout.
It's also
AOS was like nothing.
It's also a release rate which is really bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. There was loads of stuff about Spearhead, which is cool and people like it, and it's like apparently it's a really made good game.
Spearhead, I'm going to say something slightly controversial whilst he's out of the room. Spearhead is the best part of New Age of Sigmar.
Really?
By a country mile, in my opinion. Because what you can do in Spearhead is, I like playing big skirmish games.
Yeah.
I struggle with big AOS. I find it a bit tedious. I find it a bit boring. And I don't like the way that the lists are constructed and the way that it's move everything into the middle, have a punch up. Spearhead is a fantastic game. And I say this not knowing I've not looked at the new stuff that they showcased last night. But you can buy a Spearhead box. They're all relatively well balanced on the whole. You can build just one Spearhead box and get playing. We did it here for the Thanes weekend. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Spearhead for me is probably the best part of AOS 4. And AOS 4 I think is probably one of the best balanced games they've made. Spearhead is wonderful.
Yeah.
Spearhead is a great game. And if anyone is unsure about AOS in general, I would always advise you, 40k, I would always say, fuck off Combat Patrol, just start playing 40k.
Just buy something that's cool.
AOS, I would always say, play Spearhead. 100% play Spearhead. I fucking love Spearhead. It's great. It's really good. I really like it. I could quite happily bring back round robins of Spearhead onto a night stream again and have 3 or 4 people playing over the course of an evening.
That'd be cool, yeah.
I honestly think it's really, really good. But I just can't just can't get to grips with big. I find big AOS is a bit tedious, and it's partly the mission deck, I think, and partly the way that the game plays. But again, Spearhead doesn't encourage that. I think it's a fantastic little system.
Yeah,
really genuinely think it's a fantastic little system. And I miss Spearhead probably more than I miss big AOS. Despite the fact you don't get your big monsters and your big fancy centerpieces, but I'll see what he says when he comes back. I don't like that I can't play an army.
The AOS stuff, they kind of just said what armies were kind of in the future. They didn't really do much more than that.
Yeah. Spearhead's tremendous. Spearhead is tremendous. Spearhead's a great fucking game system. I really like Spearhead. I'd be more inclined to play Spearhead at lunchtimes here. Sometime in the near future, Tom's selfishly fucking off to a job.
Yeah.
One that actually pays him money.
Yeah.
Instead of just plastic. And I'm quite happy, and Liam and Joe shows, if we've got to talk about, to play a bit of bolt action, small version, or a little bit of new Middle Earth strategy battle game, I'd happily play Spearhead as well. I think it's fucking brilliant. But 1k points, 40k, and Spearhead are the best right now. I don't like 1k points, 40k, I'll be honest.
I don't think I've played it.
I'm hope, because as I said, the new cards is a new way to play incursion, isn't it? The 1,000 points. So I think the 1k version of the game might get better.
Which we can play that at lunchtime.
Yeah.
We can give that a go, 100%. Spearhead is great. I do agree with big OS, but we all have our opinion. I do disagree with big OS, but we have opinions so far. Yeah, 100%. It's a personal preference for a lot of it, right? That was because Lord of Cinder super chatted $2, Joe, and said, where the fuck are my AOS books, Games Workshop?
Well, I mean, it was more of a 40k release announcement, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that I do sympathise with Games Workshop, right? Because every time they announce something, they go, here is a new Eldar Autarch model, right?
Yep.
And they put it out there, and it's beautiful.
Yep.
It's the best model they've ever released, right?
Yep.
People will literally kill themselves because they want it so desperately. And then the first response will be, oh, where's my Kislev?
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, where's my vampire elite infantry? Yeah, and it's like, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like they announced at Age of Sigmar, we're getting a new like summer of missions, getting a new Spearhead kind of edition. Like it's all coming. They said it's coming out, but yes, last night was very much the 40k. The 40k announcement.
well, for one army, yeah.
They announced 4, but.
Only one of them got the love, though.
Oh yeah,
There's actually 5 armies.
Don't poke the bear, Tom.
I think you forgot about Grey Knights.
Sorry,
because Games Workshop also forgot about Grey Knights.
5 armies were announced.
Yeah.
You know?
Joe, don't poke the bear here.
Yeah.
We know he's enraged and he's still playing you at the moment.
Literally told you yesterday, and I said you're going to get 1 character and you're going to get demons. And you're like, yeah, that'd be fine with that.
I did not say that.
That was a lie. You lied to me. You lied to my earlobes.
I agreed with you that would probably happen.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was happy about it.
Anywho, Narek, thank you for 5 gifted. We're currently on 68, chat.
Thank you,
32 away.
Thank you, Narek. I hope that for you, your eyesight stays 20/20 forever. You never need glasses.
Solid.
Cube Steaks, thank you for the $10. Grey Knight's upgrade sprue just gives the baby carrier truck nuts. It doesn't give him a lot. They get some extra weapons.
He gets a flail.
I'll be interested to know if those extra weapons are just for the Grandmaster or whether they're for...
I think they did say it was just Grandmaster.
And then I'll be interested to know whether they release a box which is a Nemesis Dreadnought and a box which is a Grandmaster Dreadnought, or whether they just do one kit and it's now more expensive.
Or maybe you have to buy the baby knight and an upgrade sprue for your Grandmaster.
Oh,
God.
No. It's not. It's not. I feel legitimately very sorry for Grey Knight players.
I feel so bad for Grey Knights. Even as a World Eaters player, I think they had a worse time with it.
Yeah. Datsun Des, thank you for the 2. That's where he said he sent me the photo, which I showed you both, where it basically confirms that dude is a Raven Guard, Jay. Exciting times for you.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward
Exciting
to
times for you where they can really fuck up your next favourite chapter.
What could they do?
I mean,
he just went, oh, fuck, yeah, that's a possibility.
There's other chapters, aren't there? So,
There's a list of all of them on that schedule, Joe.
I'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I'm interested. Like, I've always liked White Scars, so I go to them. I've got basically, like I said, I've got an entire Gravis army in my garage, which I need to build and paint, which will be Imperial Fists.
I mean, that looks like they're coming as well.
Yeah, I'm one short. For some reason, I'm one shy of 18 Outrider bikes for like a White Scars army. I just need to get all the Storm Speeders.
Yeah.
I'd very much like to see a Salamander's army as well at some point.
I'd love to do a Salamander. The thing is, it was very nearly going to be Salamanders, the army I was going to do, and then Space Marine 2 came out, and then I was like, Ultramarine is cool, right? And then I kind of moved on. So I think that my problem with Salamanders is I don't like the green.
Really?
Green, I love green. It's one of my favorite colors. Green, great, but the green they use for Salamanders, I think is too bright. But then the sliding scale of greens. I need to find the right one because you can go too dark in your Dark Angels, or you go olive drab, but then I feel that's more like heresy kind of colours. I need to find the exact kind of green that I want for Salamanders.
Okay.
I'm just not there yet.
Doug Lyle, thank you for the one gifted. Grimwitch Bun, thank you for the $5. If Russ is returning, I hope in the future the holder of his spears sibling comes back too for my golden banana boys and pariah girls.
Oh, yeah. If Mr. Valdor comes back, I'll be real fucking happy.
It's possible though, isn't it, narratively?
Yeah, he's doing some weird shit right now.
So Dan Ablett did a thing, they've done a bit of a tour going around at the moment, and the last Beckwin book, which is very much about Valdor and his army of people, it's being held back. They can't release it.
Correct me if
yet.
I'm wrong, Joe. He's created a loyalist demon army.
So yes,
that's
and
weird shit.
Yes and no. So he's got an entire army of blanks of pariahs, and inside them is basically a demon, which basically takes over their body essentially and turns them into what is essentially a good demon, because they can store them inside their bodies because they're pariahs. It's very difficult to explain, but it's basically he's got an entire army of blanks that can be good demons.
Yeah,
That is weird shit.
Weird shit.
I would be very into him coming
But
back.
also
cool.
he's basically got clones of, but not confirmed clones of Sanguinius. They're just blood angels with actual wings flying around. And he's got Custodian Guard with him. Basically, but they have to hold it back because the next Beckwin book changes the narrative so much they can't release it before the Amazon show because it causes a continuity error.
Right, okay.
So the Amazon show has to come first because that book is set
Into it.
in a way. Also, there's another faction in the Beckwin books called the Unseen University, like the Collegiate, or whatever they're called, which is a collection of a group of Space Marines trying to hunt the King in Yellow, and it's led by a Thousand Sun Sorcerer, but it's got an Iron Hand, it's got a Raven Guard, it's got a Knight. So it's got one of every chapter.
Right.
Or one of every legion, in it fighting together.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Stick Monkey, thank you for the 2. He says silently rages in Calf at this discussion. I think it's when we talk about how much I think Lorgar's an absolute baller. Because obviously he caused some problems at Calf.
Yeah, they didn't have a great time at Calf, did
No.
Mr. G-Man?
He didn't have a great time at Calf. No.
The only book that I really read that was about Calf was about the Ultramarine that had been kicked out, and he had that guardsman that follows him around.
Right.
That's a really good book.
Well, No Fear is the book for Calf. Is really good as well.
No Fear is good, actually, yeah.
I kind of skipped it because I found Ultramarines and the Heresy a bit boring.
No Fear is a great book.
I think they're really good in that book. They're all really angry.
Oh, they?
Yeah, they get some real character in that one.
Full rage mode.
100%. Absolutely.
Gilliman goes fucking hard in that book as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only book I've liked Gilliman in for the Heresy was Unremembered Empire, where he takes out an entire Alpha Legion kill team in his pajamas, essentially.
Oh, he does some cool shit in No Fear.
Kavarakai. No, hang on. Kavarakai? 40k. Thank you for the 50 Swedish krona. I have new love for word bearers and converted up a Lorgar model from the Lion. Please, Liam, make a word bearer army and taunt Tom and Joe with Erebus. I would love to have a word bearer army, but it's not high on my list of priorities right now. But maybe one day.
I do plan on doing every Legion.
Ash has got it. You should paint the Salamanders gifted membership green.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And every time someone gifts a membership on a stream while you're playing them, you get another model on the table.
You might win a game.
Yeah. Rude. Rude to a
tonight.
tree.
Sorry.
Thank you for that anyway, mate. You're a legend. Thank you, Toxtrio, for the €5. Also, I just saw in the picture of the Space Wolf box, they gave previews of the data sheets and seems we are going to be 7-inch move army.
Oh, let's go.
I do think that all Space Marines should go to move 7.
Oh, that...
But then it means that they'd have to go to movement 8.
Who?
Space Wolves would have to go to movement 8 to make them special.
But then what about elves?
They're stupid.
They're movement 7.
I
They've
don't...
got tiny little frail.
I don't know
I
why
think-
elves are quicker than Space Marines anyway.
I think Space Marines should stay movement 6, but I think Guardsmen should be like movement 5.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I think that you can't export. How can a Guardsman have the same pacing as a Space Marine? Because at the moment, Eldar, the majority of foot Eldar are movement 7, right? Which compared to a Space Marine, I think is correct. They should be a little bit faster than Space Marines because they are
Probably,
more
yeah.
fragile. But if you push all Space Marines to movement 7, Eldar should probably go to movement 8. That starts to get ridiculous for this game because we have, from whenever it was 8th edition, gone to a smaller board.
Yeah.
So I'd be okay with it all going up if we still had a 72 by, or whatever it was, a 72 by 48. But now on a 44 by 60, I think you can't get away with going Eldar now 8-inch because then I already go wherever the fuck I want.
Yeah, true.
You know, it just makes it worse. So I think Space Wolves might be going to 7 because of the wolf cute sensitive stuff. But it's interesting that all Emperor's Children for infantry are 7, basically. All Space Wolf infantry are 7. What's the Emperor's Children Terminators? Are they 6 or
6.
5? Are they 6?
Yeah. Because it says...
I'm sure World Eaters will go up as well.
It says in the Emperor's Children book that like they were like faster than everyone else even during the heresy.
Yeah.
And I was like, but were
don't know.
they?
Is that the fact?
Like,
That does
I feel
sound like bollocks.
kind of clutching at straws here just to make them a little bit more... Like I feel like you're just giving rules to sell models.
Yeah.
I know you can't just say that, but...
Cube Steak, great name. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you. I hope that you get given a massive ribeye steak for dinner tonight.
I fucking love a good steak. I'm sad I have microwave meal Chinese. Okidor, thank you for the 2. Your screaming is my catharsis. We were very upset. I've calmed a bit now.
Yeah.
I like to hold the rage for the stream.
Yeah.
I do live every stream in fear.
Keith Shaw says, I play World Eaters and Death Guard. It's a bad year for me, but a great year for your wallet.
Yeah, true.
Because you don't need to buy over those
You
things.
just buy demons now.
Yeah. Cube Steak, again, thank you for the 5. Do you think that on the Horizon teas will be Salamanders and Imperial Fist codexes or just new models? I
think if it's on that map, they'll
It's a
get
book.
rules.
A supplement.
Yeah.
It won't be a codex,
think,
it'll be a supplement.
I think each picture has represented a physical book.
Yeah.
And now, because before it was just salamanders, and we were like, well, that could just be all Space Marines that are in the codex. But now it's salamanders and Imperial Fist.
Do you think that book will be a few characters, or do you think they're actually going to get unique, bespoke
So
data
I
sheets?
think it's going to be new Lysander, Garradon, maybe another character, and then 1 or 2 units.
Okay.
I don't think they'll get units.
Because if they release a £30 book
Yeah.
that is 3 models and some data sheets,
Yeah.
But you could.
you'll start throwing the C word around.
I will.
Right.
Correct.
And I
Joe,
think they
would
know
that be
it.
out of character for things they've done in the past?
They've never released a book which is just 3 characters and some
I
data
think like Salamanders could get like fire drakes. Or
So yeah,
something. That'd be cool, right?
like Salamanders will get Fire Drakes and Pyroclasts, so they'll get a new Infernus squad and Assault Terminators with sexy shields and stuff. I think Imperial Fists will probably maybe get like a new Aggressor unit, and what I hope and pray for is Intercessors with boarding shields, man milk everywhere. You know, I want White Scars to have a Khan on a bike, right? Jack, yeah, and a Lord on a bike.
I think they'll get 1 character each.
I think that
That's when you also know, like, when you get upset about World Eats having a Juggernaut Lord and no
Yeah.
one to lead, I feel slightly more sorry for White Scars, who don't have a bespoke, unique bike unit. They just got standard Outriders
Well, as I
and their characters on foot with an eagle.
As I said earlier to Joe, white scars don't exist, according to GW.
yeah,
facts.
I think they should get their own dedicated bike and speeder unit, and then like
I agree with all of those
Yeah.
things they should get. I think they'll get 1 character each and like 2 detachments.
Well, that might be a book, though, surely.
It's not a book. That's a pamphlet. That's a PDF
That's
download.
a downloadable index.
I think that's what they'll do. I don't think they'll do a downloadable. I think they'll just try and sell you a book for 30 quid that has nothing in it.
There. Maybe they'll do. What if they do a single supplement that includes all of the?
If they sell a
That's what I
supplement
thought they
book,
were doing
well,
originally.
yeah. When I saw the Salamanders on its own, I was like, it's a supplement book with a bunch of characters in it. Maybe an odd unit.
Maybe they'll all get
Joe
their own.
living in a magical Christmas land.
Maybe they'll all get their own lieutenant. Kurt's Corner, thank you for the $5. I'm not happy about the new World Eaters guy. Leads me to believe Exalted Spam will be the new meta.
What do you
currently
mean,
is.
New meta. Where I believe our army's heart is berserkers. I 100% agree with that last statement, and I will be perfectly okay with 8-bound getting worse in the new codex
Yeah.
if berserkers get better.
Berserkers just need to change their rules to be the same as
Good stuff.
Something useful.
Yeah, something dangerous.
Reroll ones to hit, reroll everything if you're on objective.
World Eaters,
immediately better.
World Eaters
Yeah.
should be more about berserkers than 8-bound. You should, I think, always see more berserker units than 8-bound units. At the moment, it is just going to stay berserker.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
8-bound spam.
The fact that, like, in World Eaters, berserkers are really rare, but there's a whole bunch of dudes with 8 demons shoved up them. You know, that's like it's the most common thing ever.
Yeah,
I went to a tournament like last weekend, and there was like a bunch of World Eaters players. There's only like 2 or 3 actually using Berserk.
Well, so here's the thing, right? As well, we talked about this before. I'll talk about it again. Internal balance is important.
Yeah.
At the moment, the internal balance of the World Eaters book is off because no one takes berserkers, everyone takes exalted 8-bound. And some people take some units of normal 8-bound, normally because they need to save a few points here and there. If the internal balance is good, you look at berserkers and go, I want them. You look at 8-bound, you say, I want them. You look at exalted 8-bound, you say, I want them, and you can't fit all of them into one list.
So it's not like the detachment is called Berserker Warband or anything.
That's
no,
the
yeah.
biggest lie you've ever seen.
It's 8-bound Warband.
Chad, thank you for the $10. Really
8-bound,
hope 11th is when the Chaos Marine factions all get a wave of models now that all the Divergent chapters have gotten their refreshers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think we started saying that in
I'm
7th.
sure they can do it again.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, they're going to be kill teams. Games
maybe.
Workshop likes to charge insane amounts of money for 5 models.
45 quid for an infantry unit. Yeah. Ash, thank you for the 2. Is the character not super easy to kit bash though? World Eaters? Possibly.
Could be. No idea.
Is it, if he's on a 40mm base, he's the same size as an 8-bound?
I think
Yeah.
he's bigger. I think I want a
I
50.
think the worry is if you convert him, because I was thinking about this with the Lord Cacophonist. Right, he looks enough like the infantry he leads that you can convert him, but you have to put in the work to make him look different enough that people just don't go,
He's 8-bound.
he's 8-bound.
I
Yeah, I
think he
agree.
might be on a bigger base than them, to be fair.
Average British Nerd, thank you for 5 of the finest gifted memberships.
Thank you. I hope that you are given a freezer full of pork.
Though.
Yeah.
You get
Okay.
to keep the freezer.
Yeah.
Is it good pork?
I'm talking about a chest freezer for the garage. You know, different cuts, all the different cuts.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lord of Cinder, for the $2. The World Eaters character was a recent rumour engine. This is hilarious. I was talking about this last night, about how pointless rumour engines are as an article. Because 9 times out of 10, it's 3 to 6 months in advance. And by the time it comes out, everyone's forgotten about it and they don't actually go, remember we showed you this?
I like it because it's fun, but they're so generic, it's impossible to tell. And I have never looked at a model and gone, oh, that was a rumour engine.
Yeah.
Because I've already forgotten.
Exactly.
Rumour engine should be, here is quite clearly a World Eater's symbol on a knee. You know, here's quite clearly a Raven Guard symbol on a backpack. I think they need to go down that route.
I said, like, put the rumor engine thing 6 weeks, 7 weeks in advance before you show it off, right? Then but what you do on the rumor engine is you go, here's this thing, go to Facebook or Twitter to tell us what you think it is. Cool, do that still, right? And then six to 8 weeks later, reveal what it is, pick one of the people that guessed at random and give them one free model.
Yeah.
Each time. You're giving away one extra model each time. You know, the amount of stuff they send out to creators, it's not going to cost them an arm and leg to give out one free model. But if you close that loop off and 8 weeks later you go, remember that thing we showed you? It was actually Fulgrim's left nipple.
Yeah.
And Tom guessed correctly on Facebook and he's won a Fulgrim. That's fucking great. Incredible engagement. Great advertising. But they don't do that because they're fucking idiots. John McCardle. Warhammer Jesus. Thank you for 20 gifted memberships.
Daddy John.
Thank you, John. I hope, John, that that you are given a fully working set of power armor.
Oh,
That's a strong one.
my God.
Well, John keeps his lights on, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
He does help, yeah. Johan Gustafsson gets one as well, which means we're on 69.
yeah.
Hey.
Johan also keeps the lights on, less than John, but
If you could,
couple of hours.
we just got 31 to go, team.
Just
all right?
31.
And about 9 minutes. Limey Panda, thank you for the 2 bucks. I'm still in fucking danger if Kislev does come.
Oh,
Kislev I
is
said
cool.
Kislev because I was thinking about it earlier. Because looking at the Cathay stuff, I'm like, Kislev could
That
be
is polar bear people, right?
polar bear people,
Yeah, they're cool.
and I'm
They're
like,
cool as fuck.
it could be dangerous territory.
Also, Norska. You like Norska.
Yeah,
It's just Chaos Vikings.
yeah, it's basically Oathbound.
Yeah.
I think Dan, if I remember rightly, also gifted 10 memberships, but it's not showing on my thing here. Have you got Limey Panda 10 gifted memberships on your thing, Joe?
No, if I scroll,
I'm sure I saw it on the screen in front of me, him gift to 10 members.
Limey Panda, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not showing on my screen. So Limey Panda, thank you for 10 gifted memberships.
I hope that you are given horse rides to work every day.
There is a wild sliding scale for how good or bad this is going to be, depending on...
Non-refundable.
Yeah.
I saw Sean complaining.
Yeah, I saw. So I realised when I heard the super chat from him, I'm sure he'd gifted 10 that I saw come up on here. And I scrolled through my fan funding, which isn't giving me everything that's on here.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if
Because,
have I gone through any super chats that haven't hearted above his super chat yet.
I've got Wicktail,
Above,
Limey Panda.
yeah. Can you scroll up and see if there's any that I haven't actually ticked yet? They're
No,
all ticked.
they're all
Okay,
ticked.
good. Thank God for that.
I think and you got to think people only think about the good and the bad, right? Because if you're given a full freezer full of pork, right, you're eating pork for a long time. You know,
I like pork.
I fucking love pork. There's not much of a downside to that for me. There's some people that like I'm just tired of pork. You know, I really like banoffee pie for lunch. Right, power armor would be great, but where are you going to store it?
Wicktail,
Yeah.
thank you for the 5. Walker Markle says 20 unique Space Wolf data sheets. What named characters do you think will go? They currently have 11 named ones.
Oh, yeah.
I like to
okay.
think we'll see an updated Logan Grimnar.
I think Lucas is gone.
We're gonna keep Ragnar.
Oh, yeah.
He's going nowhere.
Yeah.
Logan's fine, Ragnar's fine. I really hope Bjorn's okay.
Bjorn, I think will be okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I think Bjorn will be okay because he's Bjorn.
I think because currently he's in a 4-option box, isn't he? Because you get Bjorn, the venerable Murderfang, and
I think that's it, mate.
Yeah,
oh no, because and it makes a normal Spudnort as well.
Well, it
It's
comes with
generic.
all the Space Wolves bits. So
Yeah, so
you could just not put them on, I guess. But
Yeah, so I think they either all stay or they all go, and then you get Murderfang becomes a Brutalis
I would.
with an upgrade sprue.
I think I said to Tom before the stream, if they take Bjorn and they make a Redemptor kit that is actually Bjorn, and I don't mean the Death Company Brutalis where you stick one bit on his chest. I mean an actual Bjorn Redemptor kit. I would honestly drop the Venerable, drop Murderfang, fuck them all off, just have Bjorn.
Yeah,
I'd be happy with
that
that.
trade.
I'd be happy with that.
because you got to think, right? There will be a Space Wolf upgrade sprue.
There already is.
There'll be a new one. They'll
Yeah.
replace it because Blood Angels got replaced and Dark Angels one got replaced. So you'll get a new Space Wolf one which will replace the old ones. So it'll come with the obligatory normal shoulder pads, aggressor shoulder pads, Terminator shoulder pads, maybe some helmet heads and bear heads. But it's a case of they double it up and go, here is your Space Wolf vehicle upgrade.
I think we'll see Lucas the Trickster go. I think I want to see Arjak Cockfist stay, but I think he'll go.
I reckon he'll get a new model.
I
He's very much in the narrative still.
I want
think
him to stay.
anyone who's not plastic is in danger.
So the thing about Arjak is he's literally Logan's second-hand, right-hand man.
What about Nigel?
I think Nigel will get a new model as well.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know, mate.
So
I
if we've got what we've got Wolfguard Battle Leader, we've got Priest,
Oh, there's
we've
so
got
many.
Headhunters, Grey Hunters, and then Bloodclaws, right?
Yeah.
I think we can assume Long Flanks. It says 20, right? So that's Long Fangs is 6,
Yeah.
right? Ragnar is 7. He's not going anywhere. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's 7 so far. Logan makes it 8. Did I say Logan already? I didn't, did I? No. Logan makes it 8. Bjorn makes it 9.
I think we'll get Wolfguard Terminators.
10. So actually, when you think about it then, there's still a lot left.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two plane variants.
What, the bricks?
The bricks.
Get rid of them. Fuck them off. Get rid of them.
I'm okay if they go.
They will stay.
Get rid of them.
100% they're going
I hate
to
them. Get rid of them.
Canis Wolfbane probably out.
Yeah.
Harold.
Deathwolf gone.
Yeah.
Harold I really like as a model. He's the only Thunderwolf model
I
I
will
actually
happily throw away anything that's riding a wolf.
If they came out and went, you've lost all your Thunderwolves, I'd probably be happier.
Well, so they were asked on the stream about Thunderwolves, and they did there. We can't talk about it.
Yeah, they did.
Right, which means that they're either going to stay, and they know people are going to be annoyed about it, or they're gone, or they're replaced.
Those are the options.
Those are the options, right?
Crom will go,
I think they're going to get new models. Because they would, I think if they were staying, people would be like, yes, Thunderwolves are still in the book, right?
I think they're gone.
I think.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
I think they're getting replaced.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get
I
rid of
hope
them.
they get gone.
Yep, I hope they get gone. We'll see. I don't know. I think Crom will go. Lucas will go. I reckon Murderfang will go. Canis and Harold will both go. I think they're all definitely gone.
Yeah.
Arjak, I'm not sure about. I'd like him to stay. Nigel, I'm not sure about. I'd like him to stay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. If the majority of data sheets in that book are probably characters still.
Yeah.
I think the planes will go. I fucking hate them.
Well, the thing is, though,
I think they might stay just
let's
because
say because the Dark Angel one stayed,
and it's just like
and the Dark Angel speeders stayed as well.
Did they?
Yeah. So the Nephilim and the other one, plain version, stayed, and the Dark Shroud stayed, and definitely, and to be honest, Black Knight stayed as well. So there's every chance the Thunderwolf.
I hope Wolves get a better update than even Dark Angels did, and Dark Angels got a good update.
Yeah.
Arkigdor, thank you for the 2 box. What would you like to see in new battle patrols? He means Chaos battle patrols. Or combat patrols. World Eaters is a hard one to answer because I thought their combat patrol was really fucking good.
Yeah, they nailed it the first time round.
I really enjoyed that combat patrol.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Thousand Suns one is like generic sorcerer, 10 rubrics, 5 terminators.
Well, the Thousand Suns one's still on the website. Hasn't been
Is it?
removed yet. Yeah, it's still there.
I think it will get replaced.
The World Eaters one and the Death Guard one is gone. Death Guard, I think, is quite an easy answer. I think you have a character of some sort, one that's more spammable than some of the others.
The new one.
Possibly the new one. You probably put in 10 Plague Marines rather than 7, because I know 7's narrative, but 10 is what you could take now.
Yeah.
So unless the new codex goes to 7 again, you can put 10 in, plus you could put the other 3 that you can buy separately that makes them a 10-man unit. Yeah. You could put in 3 Death Shroud and 10 Boxer Walkers, and it's a semi-decent box already at that point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bloat drone, job's a good one, right? World Eaters is harder, because their combat patrol was fucking excellent.
I mean, they've only got like 3 units. They put those 3 units in the box.
I think it only gets worse.
Probably.
I think it only gets worse.
It'll be like Berserkers,
So
8-bound and Jackals.
Currently it's 10 Jackals, 20 Berserkers, Lord of Juggernaut.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Because I was looking at the Spearhead box sets, right? I think the kits inside the Spearheads are really, really good, but I think value for money, they all got worse.
Oh, the new ones?
Yeah, the new ones,
Right.
the 3 they announced. I actually think that the 40k versions are going to get much worse value for money going forward, and I think the Chaos ones are all going to take a serious hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Probably.
I don't know what I want them to do with the World Eaters ones, because I feel like what they could potentially do is go 10 Berserkers, 3 8-bound, 10 Jackals, and then a character. It might be the new 8-bound character that goes in the box. I'm not sure. You can't. I don't think you could put Khan. I'd even take a Demon Prince in the box. I guess that would be too bad, because World Eaters Demon Prince is pretty decent.
I think it's too much of a high ticket item.
Yeah.
They haven't put a non-specific thing in the box for each codex before, so I'd be surprised if it was Demon Prince.
Nerd Games, thank you for 5. Low key hoping Steel Legion get a kill team box to coincide with the Armageddon campaign. Thoughts?
What? I'd love it, because I saw someone else go, the fact that we've got Armageddon and not Steel Legion is a bit poo.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they're called Armageddon Steel Legion. They're literally raised on Armageddon, They've gone Krieg because obviously that's the plastic kits they've got.
Krieg is
What's
stunning.
interesting though, because it's a Crusade book, some of the Crusade books then show what's going to happen in the 40k like mission pack.
Yeah.
Because we've had Pariah Neck. What's the new one called?
I don't know.
Is it Big Ass Cannon?
Is it Crusade you're talking about?
Yeah.
No one fucking
No,
cares.
not Crusade.
The
As
new
in the
mission
new
pack.
the new 40k mission pack.
Oh, it's just called Mission Pack. It's honestly because you're about to rip me for saying that out loud.
Yeah.
But on
It's
the
got pictures of Space Marines on it.
on the front of it, it says chapter approved, mission deck 2526.
Oh,
That's lame.
that's boring. Because like obviously
Could've
it was
been
Pariah,
Armageddon.
Nexus, and Leviathan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
So
just-
part
it
of me
just
was
says
like
mission
maybe because they could have gone. This is mission deck, Armageddon. You know.
Yeah.
No, it just says mission deck.
Because I'm a bit sad that Armageddon has been relegated to a campaign book, because every time Armageddon has popped up in the narrative previously, it's been massive summer campaign,
Yeah.
huge, like units, like they've released like narrative books around it, and there's been like online campaigns and White Dwarf. It's literally all consuming because it's such a massive part of 40k lore, and now it's kind of been relegated to a narrative book for a system that not many people play. It makes me sad.
Well, you could just look at it as more lore for Armageddon, I guess.
Yeah, like I don't. It's like I think like I hope we get it because I want to read it, because like Armageddon, like was like one of the things that really kept me interested in 40k and playing it in the early days, because like reading those narrative campaign books when I was a kid like was just like the best part of it. Just looking at pictures of metal models, and I was like, oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
And they've decided the theme is Grey Knights versus
Yeah.
World Eaters, which
Oh,
are probably the two
yeah.
most disappointed armies.
Although really nailing the coffin in for Yarrick also.
Oh yeah. Well, they did that in the stream.
They did it in such a cold way, right? And they were like, he's dead, get over it. Move
Yeah.
on with your lives, kind of thing.
Like, why do you keep asking us?
Yeah. Why do you keep asking about us about one of the most beloved Warhammer characters
Yeah.
ever?
Yeah.
You know?
Why are you complaining that we keep killing your favourite characters?
Yeah.
Look at Warcom.
Yeah, it's very much like Perturabo did it when he first joined the Iron Warriors. He had decimation.
Yeah.
Like every 10-man squad randomly killed one person in that squad
I think
to
tonight,
teach him a lesson. That's what Games Workshop is doing to every codex release, just
Yeah.
randomly executing one character.
I think tonight, whenever anyone asks us any questions for a super chat, we'll just have to tell them to look out for Warcom
Yeah.
in the future. Johan Gustafsson, thank you for the 100 and then the 20 Swedish kroner, so the 120 in total. Hi all, hope team and chat's doing well. Off to go grocery shopping shortly, but I'll make sure to pop in later during the stream. Say hi, stay awesome.
Love you,
Just
long
need to
time.
finish this monster mango first.
I
We
love...
know he's just done that to set you off, Mr. The J.
Yeah.
God, I love Monster.
Gavin Honda Rider is an old man Russ making an appearance. I want old man.
They hinted at it.
I want
yeah.
Odin style Russ.
Yeah.
If they bring Odin Russ out, I am going to fucking come
I
everywhere.
don't want Werewolf Russ. I want
Oh
Odin,
my God.
Odin Russ.
Yeah, I think he might have told you. Mango Loco, by the way, is the best monster. By
Oh,
far.
it's so good.
I had to stop drinking it altogether.
I was watching Westy play the other day, and they were talking about like that they drink loads of monsters, a lot of them. And they were talking about Mango Loco, and I was like, oh my god, I love it so much. And one of them was like, oh, I drink the ultra version, which is like the mango sugar free. It's just the same, and I was like, it doesn't. I shouted at the internet. I was like, oh, look, that lying, don't listen to him. He's a
The problem
liar.
is, it's so fucking sweet and so addictive. I can't drink the stuff because
Yeah.
if I drink one, I'm like, I want another one. So I just haven't touched it for months.
I think if I was to
Months.
drink one now, I'd have to make sure I couldn't leave the house for the rest of the day.
yeah.
You just attack people.
Yeah, I think it would just send me, but like a bit of ice, maybe some rum in it.
Yeah. Star Pilot, thank you. Well, that'd be nice. Star Pilot, thank you for the 2. I'm not angry, just sad, disappointed, Chaos Panda. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Star.
Yeah.
And Cray, thank you for the 1,000 Japanese yen. Kind of concerned with the lack of any news about Drakari. They haven't actually said anything about Drakari at all.
I've said this. I've said it previously. I personally think they're going to come at the end of edition, and they're going to get a full range update.
Do you think?
Before yesterday, I would have agreed with you. But then Grey Knights happened.
Do you think that they might not get a full range refresh at the end of the edition? They might get a codex and a character or something, but they may be involved in the launch box for 11th.
If they were in the launch box for 11th, I'd spend all of your money.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Yeah, Drakari's one of those few ones where I'd be like, "It's okay, Joe. You can have all of my money."
I like. They need an update to be bought in scale with other Eldar because they're like Eldar's like Hobbit cousins now.
Yeah.
And they deserve to look their fanciest when they go into war and not be tiny wee people. And I think like their kits have it. So they got a range refresh. Oh God, 2007.
No, really?
Ish, I think.
18 years ago.
Around that period. Basically, I need to base it on where I was living at the time.
Yeah.
And I think it was around 2006, 2007 is when they got the witches they have now, like all the stuff. They've had a few things before that since then, but like you're looking at 15 plus years.
Yeah.
I think Raiders are fine and Venoms are fine, but I think if they increase the size of Cabalites and Witches, they then have to upgrade Venoms and
I don't know if they
Raiders.
will though, because Wave Serpent stays.
Yeah, but the difference is that Raiders and Venoms have crew hanging off them.
Are Venoms much bigger than the Harlequin's equivalent, the Star Weavers?
Smaller.
They're smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe. Then yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they will.
I think you'll get a bit of a culling from Drakari. So like I think like the beasts will go. But you'll get
God. Timothy Lyons says launch box for 11th edition Drakari versus White Scars and the Return of the Khan. In that case, Joe is in real fucking danger.
I love the optimism, but there's no way.
Joe would be in real danger.
So Dark Eldar were in a launch box for third.
I don't know. I don't doubt they could be in a launch box. I'm doubting the White Scars part.
Was it Drakari and Templars?
Drakari Templars, yeah. So, but I think like since then, since Battle for Macragge, because you had Dark Angels, didn't you? Afterwards, so 8th, 9th, and 10th were all generic Marines.
Yeah.
So it would be like they'd be blue because they'd be Ultramarines. I think.
Right, Joe.
But it would be like combat.
I've just realised you're on Battle Round 2 of your tournament game over there, and it's 20-4.
Yeah, we've already been to the shop. Got them potatoes, bravos.
Thank you, Mordy Hammer,
back.
for the 1 gifted membership. You're a legend. And thank you, Cray, also for 10 gifted memberships. You absolute legend.
Who?
Cray.
I hope that you win the lottery and go and live on a longboat on a canal.
Winning the lottery for 10 gifted is a strong one. I'm a fan of it. Right, people, you're amazing. If we haven't talked about your comment or you haven't had your comment read out or whatever, feel free to stick it in the comment section after the fact. I say this every time, and I mean it. I do read every single comment that gets posted in there, even if sometimes they're unsavoury. I read them all, so put your comments in there. It also helps the algorithm, as does smashing that like button. We are on 249 likes. We're 1 away from 250. You also got us to a massive 80 gifted this stream, so thank you so much for your generosity. You people are amazing. If you've been gifted a membership and you haven't already, jump in Discord, !Discord in any of our live chats. We'll give you a link. You can get in there, connect everything up, and get the benefits of your gifted membership. If you enjoy that gifted membership, perhaps next month you'll think about taking it out all by yourself and choosing to pay for it. And then the next time someone gifts, they'll gift it to someone else new, and the Great Hall community continues to grow. Tonight we have another live game of Warhammer 40k for you. It's Tom versus Joe. Tom, have you decided what you're going to play?
Orcs?
So someone commented on
because of this.
Someone commented last night, I think it was, after Tuesday, and said, "I love Brom, but can Tom play as orcs?" I was like, "Why?" So that someone competent can play orcs, so we can see them actually perform. I was like, "Yeah, cool, we can do that." We might have orcs twice in 1 week, but piloted in a very different way.
Yeah.
Have you decided what you're going to bring yet?
I'm bringing in Fabulous Build Attachment.
Fabius Bile from Chaos. Says Chaos Space Marines
I've just
Orcs
finished the
tonight.
trilogy,
You
so I'm
wonderful human beings.
Build me
Tomorrow
up.
night I'll be back with After Dark, and then I might be doing some VAD streaming on Saturday, possibly. So look out for all of that amazing content.
Amazing.
We're going to go and get ready for tonight's stream. You people are amazing. Thank you so much for all your generosity, like I said. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, one over time.